Register to win today. See participating stores for details.
Looking for a new car? Maybe a pre-owned car or truck, or maybe an SUV? Then let your fingers do the walking and go to whatsupshopper.com. Local dealers with local vehicles. You don't have to drive all over the country. Just click on whatsupshopper.com and take a look at the local selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, and more from local dealers in Gaston, Cleveland, and Lincoln counties. Car shopping just got easier by going to whatsupshopper.com. Pick yours out today.
Country Gold with Terry Clark.
I'm Terry Clark, inviting you to join me for Country Gold, where we play your favorites from the 80s and 90s. This week, my guest will be Clint Black, who's just celebrated his 30th wedding anniversary to Lisa Hartman Black. They're on the road now with their daughter Lily for something they call the Mostly Hits and Misses Tour. Lots to talk about with Clint Black this week on Country Gold with Terry Clark.
Thursday afternoons, 1 o'clock on Carolina Country WCSL. 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com. Hey, look, it's Gary Dellinger with Dellinger Electric. Gary, what's going on?
Hey, Calvin, just stopped by to see how the new jingle was coming along.
Well, as a matter of fact, we just finished it up. Want to hear it?
Oh, I can't wait.
Here we go.
When it comes to your wiring, you don't want to monkey around. Call Dellinger Electric. They're the best electricians in town.
Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, it doesn't even give her phone number. And monkey around?
704-435-0705. They're the best electricians in town.
I don't have to pay for that, do I?
Here's some good news. It's 2 for 1. Two good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
And good morning, and welcome to another Saturday Morning Sports Talk with the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Hastings, the sheriff of the Cowboys, the Wolfman of the Wolfpack, Terry Reinhardt, the Burns Bulldog himself, Tom Sinafani, and the man of mystery, Zach Mayhew. And as always, spinning the records, JP, your DJ for this morning.
1, 2, 3. Here we go. Wow. Well, good morning, JP. I tell you what, that's one of your top 10, maybe even 5 morning introductions here for you. Too bad I didn't have can't turn the computer part off. Too bad I didn't have a camera on you for that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You should have warned me that you were going to do a good job this morning.
Well, I was thinking that. I was sitting here last night. I was like, you know what? I should really introduce him more. The only thing I need is Zach's last name.
Okay.
Because that's the only name I didn't. I was going to just do the first name. I was like, it don't work if I just have the first name with it. So I was like, well, I'll just ask for his last name. So.
Okay, I got you there. Well, good morning, JP. And the last commercial you folks heard, of course, was the Shelby Heating and Air commercial. And I want to welcome them to our new Saturday morning broadcast sponsor, guys, here on Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Shelby Heating and Air, 1990 Eves Road, Shelby, North Carolina, 704-487-7877. Shelby Heating Pride is our reputation, is your guarantee. They are carrier dealer and more. You check them out online. If you're watching online, I'm showing you guys our page on whatsupshopper.com. You go to whatsupshopper.com, shop locally, folks, and you can find Shelby Heating and Air and more on KTC Broadcasting. We've got local shopping in Gaston, Cleveland, Lincoln counties, and of course Rutherford and our surrounding areas. And so just go here's what I'm telling you to. ShelbyHeatingAir.com. From the website, you can get to their website, and they got a beautiful little website here to check them out. And they're our new sponsor here, guys, on Saturday. So, Tom, you got to remember this number now, 487-7877.
487-7877. All those years, 87, 78, 77, good years for me, Terry. I'll be able to remember that number.
Okay.
Good years for you, Terry. You were probably about 46 years old back then.
I was probably like 14.
Well, good morning, fellas. Got all kinds of things to talk about today. Last week we didn't get to, and we're going to start here in the morning here in our first break. NASCAR Championship last week. Kyle Larson wins the championship. A lot of us predicted this, or a lot of us. I did before the season. We all predicted it last week. And but the big news, of course, after this, Terry, they got a new car now, and that's the big news. When everybody's talking about the Gen 6s, when I look at these cars and say, well, real quick, is Kyle the favorite going into next year again, Terry, at this point in his young career in the Hendricks car?
I would. I mean, how can you say not? But I also know how NASCAR is. I mean, we saw Kevin Harvick win a ton of races last year, and he come back this year and couldn't win anything.
Right.
So, I mean, it's very skeptical of how he's going to be. I mean, he's a great driver. He can race in anything, and he's very successful in everything that he does. But can he come back with a new car and them have the chassis and everything the way he needs it to run? And, how many RPMs are they going to run, et cetera, on different tracks? So we'll just see.
Well, here is the first look at the new air gun that they'll be using. So remember, they're also so they'll be going. I'll get out of there for a second. They'll be going to a one lug nut wheel setup like Indy does. It's much quieter. Like when you watch these things, I'm not gonna. I don't know if they'll have the sound of it. It's not, Terry. It is quicker, but it's not that much.
Well, you're probably going to cut a couple seconds off.
I think they said 1 or 2, but it's not. Yeah. It's not as much as you think. Because you still got to change 4 tires. Basically, I've seen them talk about it. It's going to be a little bit, but it's not going to be like they don't think it's changing the sport type of thing. You know what I mean by saying that. So,
but what I'm going to miss is woo, 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 woo. I mean,
yeah,
I know.
I
mean, that was just
to me that's a skill.
Yeah.
And now we're going to where it's not really nothing.
This is the equivalent of, golf goes with these drivers that look like a spade shovel head on it. Now they can hit it 400 yards.
Now,
and trying to compare them to the guys.
I 100% agree on the drivers on the golf thing, and as far as I believe, and people look at me when I'm crazy with this, but baseball does it. Why golf cannot go? The pros use wood.
Absolutely.
And that would
standardize the equipment.
That would tone some of that down.
Right.
And I think it'd be, you have different types of woods and whatever. But I that right there, I think could fix / change golf a little bit as far as that goes. But this lug nut thing, Terry, it's a pretty cool little gun. It's just that's all it is. Now, what that fixes though, Terry, is that they glue these lug nuts on before the races. Yeah. So and some of them fall off. If you lose 2, you get crew chief suspended. And one you'll get slide by sometime, just depending on how it goes. If one falls off, but you have 2 lug nuts off, they'll suspend the crew chief. So that pretty much ends that as far as penalty goes. Yes, but and / speed trying to cheat and get off and get a spot. You only put 3 lug nuts on every tire. You save a second on pick row. You pass 2 people.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of different reasons, but the safety is one of the ones. Most rules in NASCAR are for safety. I'll give them credit for that, but I don't know. I really don't really care about the lug nuts before. To tell you the truth, let's see if we get any type of sound off that. Zach, hit that computer.
But other than that, I mean, you got to be pretty strong to hold this gun. You know, lifting all season. It's a dramatic difference from last year, but
let's start.
I think most of the guys will get used to it, and it'll be good. I mean, you got to be just trying to take torques. What's going to run on the track? That's the only lug holding down that wheel. So the biggest main thing we've been working on this past off season, which was a couple weeks ago, is just trying to take torques. What's going to run on the track? What's going to break loose? Like what's going to cause a loose wheel? So we're taking torques. Like after every stop here, we take torques, see what kind of numbers we're getting. We're getting feedback from Austin. Just going from there and just kind of getting some information right now. So this is our new guns for this year. Everyone gets these on pit road. These are tremendously amount heavier than the last year's. You can see the socket. Socket's way bigger. That's what's holding it down. I mean, most of the weight is in your socket, but other than that, I mean, you got to be pretty strong to hold this gun. You know, lifting all season. It's a dramatic difference from last year, but.
So talking about the weight there is one of Noah Graxon's tire changers, and I guess they'll have to do some extra forearm exercises, Tom, for the pit guys. Those guys are usually pretty strong, right?
Yeah, those guys are the jack guys are about 220 pounds. I mean, they're pretty big guys. So I mean, I'm sure you can find people that can do it.
Well, again, Terry, with the new car, I've actually seen them up close, touched them. Without looking at another NASCAR, it seems small, and I don't know. I don't know how you feel or what you think or how or is Zach as well as far and you guys. I would like for them to have a car as far as the body that's more durable, where you can bump and grind a little bit more. Rubbin's racing. I don't like I just barely touched each other and it's messed up my aerodynamics so much that, you know, it's tearing up the side or whatever, that I'm going to lose this race, especially in the short tracks. You know, you're not worried about that as much, but the bumping and the hitting each other, they've got so many materials now that I'm just wondering if there's something else they could do with these new cars to make them, you know, where you could more sturdy that way. Terry, what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, you know, NASCAR is trying to make everything. I mean, to me, the more you take away from a car, and I know that we keep talking about making sure you do not get hurt while you're in the car. I mean, you know,
they've done a good job with that.
They have, and I think that's from the roll bars and everything else they put into it. But when you start deteriorating from the outside, I don't know, guys. I don't know what to say here.
Well, you're looking at the new number placement on that, and the sponsor placement as well for the folks watching online. The number's way up at the front of the tire with a bigger logo across the backs, the back tires, if you want as well. You know, one thing that I don't, as far as
just makes you drive smoother, I guess.
Well, as far as
quit bumping,
I like the bump.
Yeah, I do too.
Because you know, I don't watch the Indy cars. They touch each other, the cars just blow up into little pieces and stuff, and I like being able to, you know, if you slide a little bit, push somebody out of the way, but not wreck each other. It should be. I think you should be able to bump each other, not be able to dump each other. And I don't know exactly what if they're just trying to make it better, smaller, quicker cars where you don't touch each other, make the track bigger by just making the car smaller, or exactly. It just looks smaller. I might be totally wrong on that.
Are we not trying to get like Indy though?
That's what I'm asking.
Is
that what
I don't know.
Zach? I mean, would you like the bumping better? Or?
I like the bumping better.
Yeah, me too. I do too. I absolutely like it. I don't like it because it seems like everything that we're doing in NASCAR is almost Indy now. You know, and I mean that's like the one gun, put the stuff on all at one time, and I'd rather I want to see you go around the rim and put your lug nuts on instead of all this other stuff.
You might be the only person I've ever said I enjoy watching the lug nuts get put on it.
Well, I mean, really. I mean, it takes a skill. It's part of a skill.
When you watch a pit stop, they'll put the microphone on it so you can
hear. Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the race. It's kind of like when you're at the race and you get in one of those turns, like if you go on like practice or qualifying, and you could just hear go right by you. I mean, that's part of the race experience.
I mean,
Kevin,
think of it.
Kevin, you're outnumbered 3-1.
I guess.
Yeah, think of it. This guy that's putting the tire on better be running.
It's not going to be silent. Y'all act like it's going to be like.
He'll be over ready for the next tire, and that guy will be over with him.
Yeah, it's just
the guy putting on the lug nuts will.
I mean, I understand progress is progress, but I'm a traditionalist in a lot of ways. So I just like the way it used to be. I don't know.
I agree with you, Tom.
Just like the way
I'm
it
on
used
your
to be.
same page.
Y'all are in. This one is just not an issue to me at all. I've never ever thought about that. We'll see. I'm trying to see if I can get a. Let's see if we can get a sound here on this one for you guys. Zach, hit the computer again. I don't know if it's loud. Turn it up.
That went off.
Yeah.
I thought that was the wrench.
Wink. See there? He's
Can't
already
hear
over
it.
us.
No,
Can't hear it.
it's my. I don't have the sound set up well on this. But anyway, there's a.
You
what a
can't
pit,
even hear it,
There's what a
Terry.
pit stop will look like. Tom, that is not correct.
Watch, Tom. When he does that, the poor tire guy is the one that's going to get all hectic because he's going to have to fly now.
Yeah.
I mean, he was having to do it pretty quick anyway, but now this guy don't have to go around the rim. And look, he was over there on the other side, and the poor tire guy's running himself to death.
I've never heard that before.
All right,
Well, that's what he was doing.
All right, here's what it's. I think this is what it's going to sound like for that. All right, so Zach, let's make sure I do this kind of right. So I'm going to turn this on and that. So hit computer.
Lame.
That's what I said. See,
Lame.
look at him. He's already over there. Like, where you at? Hurry up.
Lame. It's lame.
I mean, he's going to wait on the guy. Like, come on, buddy. I'm fast now.
I mean, it sounds like a Star Trek weapon out.
Yeah.
Doesn't even sound right.
See, that don't even sound right, does it?
No, I don't like it.
See, he just let the tire go. There it goes down through here. Whoop, tire out area.
Now, you also have to remember on race day, there's going to be 35 other cars going around that track, and also, or 35 other cars on the pit road at the same time. So there's going to be more noises than these two, this one pit crew sitting in an empty track at Charlotte. But that is the sounds that you're going to hear.
We don't like it.
They don't like it. So
don't
throw
like
it out.
Throw it out.
Throw it out. All right, guys.
and Crest went down, punched it in.
Okay, I kind of messed up, Tom. So for the folks online, apologize. We had a button not pushed there. I was just reading scores, so you didn't miss anything big for you folks watching online. Folks listen on the radio, you heard everything anyway, so no problem. It wasn't you, Zach. It was me. So for folks online, all we were doing was just talking scores there for a minute. I appreciate it. All right, Tom, Crest game.
Yeah, the opening kickoff was fumbled. Crest gets it, punches in for a touchdown at 7-0. That kind of set the tone. But also in the first half, a lot of 3-and-outs forced by the Crest defense. They didn't let a couple weeks ago, I can't remember which team controlled the ball on him and didn't let him have the ball for the first quarter. That wasn't the case last night. The Crest defense was able to get off the field, and the running of Maury Adams, you can't just say enough about this kid. And I heard Robbie call in and talk about him. 24 carries, 230 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. And when he's running the ball well, and, they're hard to beat. I will also say I got to give credit to the guys up front for Crest on both sides of the ball. They did a great job last night. Carter Greene, Mr. Everything for Crest, should have had a kickoff return for almost a touchdown, had that call back, had an interception return for a touchdown, and I think he had like 55 yards rushing. So he's kind of the Swiss Army knife for the Crest Chargers.
I was about to say, Tom, no matter what highlights that we have of Crest, I have Carter Greene, but it always seems like it's a different position or doing so. He blocked a kick, he returned a punt, he got it. It's something. He caught a pass. He ran one. It's something. And you're right. I'm not an expert on it at all, but that's what it seems like to me.
He'll even come in and run the Wildcat, Kevin, to spell Adams. See that blocking scheme over there, Terry? I mean, if you watch that highlight again, I mean, they saw something on the left side of the defense and just exploited it for some big runs. A lot of penalties on the Chargers. That's one thing that they're going to have to straighten out. See that kick out block, and it just freed him there. It's just a great job up front by Crest. But they had a considerable number of holding penalties, maybe 5 or 6. And as they get a little deeper, they got to watch out for that, because in high school that's just a devastating penalty, especially if it's behind the line of scrimmage, because it's a spot penalty. So they need to clean some of that up. That was the nice deep ball there. He had 3 of those. 2 of them were dropped, and that was caught for a touchdown.
Well, the best part about this play, Tom, and Terry, let me get some audio on this if you guys notice. Yeah, Terry, hit Tom. Zach, hit that computer back.
If you notice, he was behind. He's behind both the defenders. They had double coverage, and he's behind the safety. Which Terry, that's not supposed to happen.
No, it's not supposed to.
You're not supposed to get behind the guy coming over to help. But they, he burnt both of them on that play. The deep ball for Crest, they've got it to Greene, and they got some guys who can run. My main concern for Crest moving forward, what I think they need to work on, would be A, the penalties, B, their intermediate passing game. I think he's just, I don't know, just letting the ball go a little bit too early. It's floating on him a little bit over the middle. That's something he can work on in practice. But these balls here, I haven't. He's about the best I've seen all year at throwing that deep ball and dropping it in the bucket. I like Crest's chances next week. I know that they had to come from behind against South Point last time, but I think they've got a good chance to win this ball game.
Well, I was going to say the best part about this highlight is number 30.
Yeah, the windmill.
Did what?
Number 30. Watch him on this play.
Yeah.
Down here in the corner.
Yeah, the windmill
made
comes
the best
on.
play of the play.
Here he comes.
Hey! That was the best play of the night.
But you see, he had time. He could step up. And it just makes a great throw.
This is North Davidson scored and made it 21-7. Shannon put, he don't know who did it, so that didn't help at all.
It was I had it written down at the time. It was hard to see the numbers on North Davidson. See, but that's an excellent over-the-middle route catch, and that's what I want to see Crest do more of. You know what I mean? That intermediate pass where you have a guy run over the middle and catch that football. Now, there was a couple other times, Kevin, they ran those crossing routes. And one time, Carter Greene about knocked somebody the next week. And I think it was Ross that had a big hit. So that's something else I'll say about their defense. I'm telling you what, man, they will come and they will hit you. They are not afraid of contact.
I've got the a hit that you were talking about earlier. I guess knocked an incomplete pass.
Yes, it's an incomplete pass. It's a little crossing route over the middle, and they telegraphed it a little bit. And Carter Greene put his shoulder right between the numbers. Good, clean, legal hit. But I'm telling you, man, it's just, those kids bring the lumber. And they're something else I didn't really talk about. Hill, the quarterback for North Davidson, he faced pressure all night. And they really didn't have to blitz to get there. Now, they would bring Carter Greene up off the edge and stand him up and bring 4 every now and then. But they made Hill uncomfortable all night. And he just never could get in a real solid rhythm all night.
This is the big hit on the quarterback in pick 6.
Yep. Carter steps right in front of that, off he goes, and then had a cramp in the end zone, so they had to stretch him out in the end zone.
This is Husky with the quarterback keeper. I heard you on the air on this one actually say something about at some point that was going to open up because
because Adams was able to get the edge so many times.
Here's the big hit for you, Tom.
Boom. It was just. He's telegraphing it a little bit. Greene just read the quarterback, came up, put the stick on. See, he looks there the whole time, Kevin. See that? Quarterback's eyes never came off that receiver.
And he was open, Tom. He hit him in the hands. He's got to hold on to that. Be tough.
Yeah.
Get some rim protectors to do something out there. All right, you got that right, Terry. You hit him. You hit your receiver.
It's a big hit. Don't stare
all he
down
done was
like that.
all he done was knock the wind out of the kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's a touchdown late by Crest on the sweep to the outside. Here's Carter Greene, Tom. He gets the onside kick. I told you I have a highlight of him, Zach.
Yeah.
No matter what he says, he got the onside kick.
He's really, like I say, man, he is the Swiss Army knife of that team. I mean, he's just.
That's funny.
And Robbie said that he coached him as a 5-year-old on a basketball team. And I said, I bet he's a joy to coach. He said, yep, because you know if a kid will do anything you ask him to. You know, and you can tell that kid play defense, everyone wants to play offense, Terry, but he'll play defense, he'll play special teams, he's on the hands team, and in practice, he never gets to sit over there and relax. Like in practice, it's like, I'm not on this team. Every single team Crest has, he's on.
Yeah, but there's a difference there. I mean, as a player, I guarantee that he is right around the coach.
Right.
Everywhere the coach goes, he's standing right beside him, like, put me in.
It's probably when, hey, guys, we got 10 people on the field. Carter, get out there.
You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just saying. I mean, that's how it is. And those are the guys you like around you.
This is the Crest band playing some Christmas carols at the end of the game. You know the words to that song? Gloria. Mm-hmm. That's all you know on it.
In excelsis Deo.
I was waiting. There you go. Crest wins 35-14. Let me go through the other games that we had last night real quick. Highlights from those. Shannon Allen, I want to thank you for the Crest highlights. Tanner Halbert, this was his shot over at Shelby last night. Let's get you guys a better shot so you don't have to look so far.
I don't know if Brent Pasco's listening, but Brent was worried about this game, and I said, Brent, you're worried about nothing.
Do not worry about it.
I watched the first game. And I know the Hill kid for East Gaston if he got loose. And I know their defensive coaches guy said, look, just don't let the kid behind you and you're fine. And they didn't. He had 14 yards rushing last night.
That's great. That was a great job.
Yeah.
Fantastic job. I can't say that any more than that. Zach, how you like those black lines on the field that's not green anymore?
Yeah.
Looks good, don't it?
Yep.
Stayed sharp. So the field folks over at Shelby did a good job on that. This is the scene over at South Point. Matt Royster was over there last night. So I want to thank him again. And they were tomahawk chopping, Tom, after their protest the other day. So there's the Red Raiders getting ready for their game against Forest View. This is the bad snap that gave Shelby a 2-0 lead. Now, Tom, if you're going to play Shelby, you can't just give them points.
No.
Can't hike it out of the back of the end zone when you're playing Shelby. I'll say that. This ball, whoop. And that started off 2-0 and it was over from there. Some of these highlights real quick on Shelby. We're going to blur it first and they focus back in. But Tanner didn't get the end of this. This is the kickoff back for Shelby after the safety toss. We snap it out of the back of the end zone. Kickoff return. and they were off and running. South Point scores, make it 7-0 early on from 2 yards out. That's Tyson Riley. Up the middle, straight ahead. Like he didn't know what South Point play was. Varsity running up the middle, straight ahead. Ties at 7-7. This is a nice little run for East Gaston. Their only score of the night. Kid bounced to the outside, cut it back with the middle, broke a couple tackles, and that made it 9-7. I guess Pasco was a little worried right here, Tom.
Yeah, I think, Pasco, like I said, sent me a message, asked me where I was going. I said, I'm going to Crest. Because I think it's gonna be a good game tonight. It's like, Pasco, you will destroy them. To use Terry's word, you will destroy them.
Big game last night. Maiden beat Salisbury. Missed the first one. Maiden goes up 13-0 on this pass into the corner. We talked about this receiver last night, how good he is for the Maiden Blue Devils. A lot of comparisons to how Kings Mountain would use Kobe Pacehour, Tom, and we talked about last night. That's one of the people that you come to the line and be like, we're throwing to him and y'all aren't going to do anything about it. You don't see that a lot in high school. Another run by South Point. This made it 14-7. Elijah Pfeiffer. He tries to bounce to the outside and cuts it back in. I think that was the quarterback there. Shelby goes up 22-7 on this little 6-yard run. Touchdown. And then 29-7 on a 2-yard run. Touchdown. And then 36-7 on a long pass. Touchdown.
Oh, man, they warm out.
This is Maiden going up 19-7. This is a nice play. Watch this catch here, guys. Oh, not that this wasn't one I thought it was. That was a nice play. Little post over the middle. Quarterback to the wide receiver for Maiden. That made it 19-7. This is a kick, Tom, from 32. Line drive. Boom. Didn't barely get over the upright the whole time, did it? Shelby going up 43-7. They're just celebrating now.
Touchdown, Shelby.
Cam Medlock, South Point, makes it 24-7. Red Raiders on this run. And the celebration is on in Belmont. Blue Devils go up 25-7 on this one. Another little pass and score. A little out for the Blue Devils. Then Shelby finishing up 57 on my highlights, I believe. Shelby with quite a few rushing touchdowns last night against East Gaston. Let's see. I think this might be the good pass. We'll see. Yep. Throws it up in the corner. High points it. What can you do about that? Touchdown for the Maiden Blue Devils.
He did high point that football there, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what.
The kick was better this time from Burt Whistle. High and through the middle from 23 yards out.
Impressed with the season that Forest View had and East Gaston, but the first game between those two teams, between South Point and Forest View, was double overtime, 17-14.
Mm-hmm.
South Point won.
Well, real quick, we talked about this earlier. Adjustments, Terry.
Oh yeah.
That's the wrong.
That's like people was asking me when he was mentioning Maiden. I said,
that's what I was about to
Maiden's
say.
going to do a lot of adjustments, and they did.
Well, Maiden adjusted in Tuesday.
Here's some good news. It's 2 for 1. Two good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today.
Escape to the Renaissance Festival, Saturdays and Sundays. There's music, comedy, circus entertainments. Eat, drink, be merry at the Renaissance Festival. Presented by Pepsi. Discount tickets at Hedis Teeter stores or print your own online at renfestinfo.com.
Mention the Renaissance Festival and receive discount hotel accommodations at Hampton Inn and Suites, Huntersville and Lake Norman. Huzzah!
The Tar Heels
Here comes Carolina.
are here.
One dribble. Goes back up and scores.
Catch the 6-time national champion Tar Heels in action.
Right down the lane. What a tough pass. Pulls up at the elbow. Has his shot pinned against the glass.
All season long.
Back to Caleb for the tomahawk. Hello.
Right here on your home for Carolina basketball.
That was fancy.
The Tar Heels Sports Network from Learfield.
Carter Greene of Crest High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete of the Month. Carter is a senior at Crest High School and is the son of Rick and Rhonda Greene. Carter is a wide receiver for the Crest Charger football team and also plays baseball and track with a grade point average of 4.54. Advanced courses include classes at Cleveland Community College. He's also involved in the Beta Club and the National Honor Society. Carter is a member of the Double Springs Baptist Church and is involved in the youth group and Vacation Bible School. After graduation, Carter plans to attend Appalachian State University and study exercise science and physical therapy. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting WhatsUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time.
Shop local with WhatsUpShopper.com, Carolina Country, and the Boss.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with the gang. They're, I haven't had their headphones on yet. I think that.
There's no gang in here, JP.
Okay, Kevin and the crew.
I don't know what
Kevin's crew is.
I don't know what you want to call it, but I appreciate it.
Hey.
All right, one last roll through the scores and everything. Tom, can you read those scores that are on your screen?
I can read them. In the 1A, it was Murphy over Easton Randolph, 64-31, and Robbinsville defeats North Moran, 50-47. So it looks like we've got Robbinsville going to Murphy. Is that what we got?
Good game there.
That's a mountain battle there. Those schools about an hour
and
apart.
Everybody said Murphy was down. Well, when you get to the playoffs, it's a different story.
Mitchell defeats Thomasville 38-21, and Mount Airy defeats Starmount 44-7. So
on that one, Tom, as you mentioned, in Mount Airy, they've only gave up 25 points the whole year.
The whole year, yeah, pretty good defense there. In the 2A, it's Shelby over East Gaston 64-15, Reedsville over Hendersonville 50-35. So we've got Shelby at Reedsville next week, correct? And Reedsville at Shelby. Yeah. Okay, Reedsville at Shelby, and then Maiden defeats Salisbury 32-20, and East Surrey defeats Monroe 10-9 in a weird score. So it looks like East Surrey will be going to Maiden.
The other way.
Other way around. Maiden going to East Surrey. Okay.
Well, I don't think it's going.
Yeah. So it was South Point over Forest View 27-7. Crest over North Davidson 35-14. So it looks like we got South Point coming to Crest.
Yes.
For a rematch. And Dudley ends Kings Mountain season 36-10. Statesville over High Brighton 42-0. So what do we got? We got Statesville at Dudley or other way around?
I've got it right here. Dudley will be going to Statesville. Dudley's the 3, Statesville's the 2.
Okay, so the higher seeds are up top.
Well, no, it's not necessarily that.
Huff over Mallard Creek 31-17. East Forsyth over Glen 14-0. So we've got Huff and East Forsyth next week. And Weddington over Cuthbertson. That's a Monroe. That's a Monroe area Union County battle, isn't it? 34-21. Weddington wins. And Chambers over Porter Ridge 28-10. So we've got Weddington and Chambers. And I believe Weddington and Cuthbertson are about 10 minutes apart. And they're right down there near each other in Union County, if I'm correct. So big weekend of high school football next week. I didn't know you have to win 6 games to win the state title this year. That's a lot, Terry.
I think they should cut that to 32 teams instead of 64.
That's a lot.
That's just my opinion. All right, real quick again. Shelby will be hosting Reedsville. That's a 1 versus 4 matchup. In the bottom part of the bracket, you've got 2 versus 3. So chalk in the 2A, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the 3A, we had a 2, 3. Put it this way: 1A, 2A, and 3A guys. The 2, 3, and 4 seeds all made it. 2 1 seeds went down in the 1 and 3A. 16 is advanced in the 3, a 9 in the 1A. In the 4A, you've got a 1, 3, 10, and 13 in the West. So there's your matchups as far as seeds-wise, if you're wondering. All right, NBA action. The Celtics and Cavs played this week, Tom and Terry. You guys want to start there while I pull up the standings? And stats?
Well, they split. And
That's what I'm saying.
Ricky Rubio what a great name, Ricky Rubio.
He's been around a long time now.
Yeah, playing pretty well for the Cavs, but Sexton being out, that's going to hurt them. And they've lost a few in a row. Of course, they've had a pretty tough schedule. I think Golden State got them. I want to say Brooklyn got them this week. They're playing better though. I think they've got something. They're going in the right direction. Got to get Sexton back with a torn meniscus, I believe. That's a long time thing. He's going to be out a while. So I want to see him really, my goal for the Cavs this year, make the playoffs. Be competitive and make the playoffs. And I don't know what they're going to do with the Kevin Love situation. Is kind of weird. That the fact that he's not playing.
I cannot even believe he's still on the team.
I know he's been sitting there for like 3 years now.
That's
doing nothing
playing.
making a lot of money.
It's just really strange. The Kevin Love situation is strange. I don't think they're going to get anything.
That's
for
the type
him
of job I want.
Yeah. Can I get that one?
Yeah.
And I mean, as long as he's been out, is he going to be productive anywhere?
You know who wants him? The Lakers.
The Lakers.
Let him go there.
Because they don't have enough old guys, Zach.
Yeah, that's it. That's what's wrong with it.
Right, and they want the outside shooter they can just kick out to, but it's not. LeBron is not the LeBron that he was before.
I just don't. That's just a weird situation for the Cavs. But your Celtics, big win last night, Terry. They defeat the Lakers.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it was
check
a
out
game.
the stand. I'm gonna check out the standings.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, but it was the second half. I mean, L.A. went to halftime up 61-60. But in the second half, Boston pulled away in the third quarter.
The Young Bucks.
But
well, you know what's funny about
we're playing without Brown and we're playing without Williams. 2 guys is not even out there with us. 2 starters. So we're filling in the gaps. And don't get me wrong, sometimes I get mad at the coach from Boston because I think he switches way too many times. He irritates me doing that. I mean, you got to stick with a lineup and let the guys play.
Get the rhythm.
That's what I'm saying. It irritates me watching them sometimes, but they pulled out a big victory last night, which we was playing in the Garden. And, for LeBron to come back, and some people like LeBron, I do not. Because last night, every time he got touched, he thought he was fouled. But he can run over somebody and
let me
does
tell
not
you,
want anything to happen to him.
And Terry, I can't. That's one of the reasons why I can't stand to watch LeBron play. I mean, he cries
constantly
the whole game, and you got young people are watching this guy, and they do the same thing.
He kind of reminds me of Tom Brady. I never want to get touched.
But this is what I would do, and I know they're not. You know why they're not? Because he makes too much money. People pay their money to watch him play, so they're not going to go. Doop.
Yeah. Well, he come back last night, and I was glad he come back.
And if they would do it, to a few of these guys, then you'd clean it up. But it's becoming, I hate to say the NBA is becoming unwatchable because of the way it's called. I mean, the way it's called is
3
just,
steps, no call.
I know,
it's horrible.
I know these guys are making millions of dollars. And I know nobody came to the game to watch somebody like LeBron James get thrown out for arguing calls. But until you clean it up, because I think these refs feel a lot of pressure to call a lot of fouls, because if they don't call a lot of fouls, they're going to be screaming and crying. But they hear it anyway, because every time they call a foul, then the guy who got the call cries the whole time.
And the reason I'm glad you're saying that, because the other night, and I can't remember who the guy was, but he went in and somehow or another he committed a foul. He looked at the ref, said something to the ref, kind of blew him off, and then he got a tech for looking at him wrong for the foul, and then when he kind of threw him off, he got another tech, and this was the Hornets, and he got tossed. And I was like, that was so fast, but LeBron can turn around and look at them and argue with them and say stuff, and nothing's never called.
I know. And they need to. And I tell you, the one that Luka, watching him play, that kid cries the whole game. I mean, it's just like he's unwatchable. Yeah. I mean, when he plays, he's really, really good. But whenever there's a call, he's got to cry the whole time. I'm like, you're holding up the game. We're trying to go, and you're sitting there crying about call, no call. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't want it to be like the 80s anymore and Bill Laimbeer giving people elbows in the jaw. And I don't want that.
I like physical.
Yeah, but you don't want that, Terry.
But
I mean, I understand these guys are making a lot of money. They don't want backyard, plays where people are elbowing each other in the sternum and stuff. But at the same time, let's get a consistent level. And if people continually cry to stop the game, then you gotta empower your refs to deal with it.
You've got to be physical, Tom, because I despise when a LeBron be against a smaller guy and he's like, okay, I'm bigger, I'm badder, I'm just a whole lot more athlete, and I'm taller, and I'm gonna back this guy in. And this guy's doing everything he can to keep me. Well, you know what? You can't just keep on backing. You know what I'm saying? Because LeBron is that big, he's going to be able to back somebody little in. And you're just going to let him do that and never call nothing? No, come on. Let's get physical. Let's let somebody touch you.
I know. I agree. It's got to be to a reasonable degree, though. I mean, just reasonable. Keep the guys safe and allow the physicality. I think you can. I think you can do both. You can allow some contact and still maintain the safety of these guys. I mean, if these guys making $100 million, you're not going to let somebody just come down and knock it and break his nose.
Why do we have everything changed, Tom?
Well,
the NFL football's the same way.
No, it's
we
not.
Can't touch anybody.
Terry,
it is.
Think about what you just said. You can't breathe on the quarterback, Terry.
I know you can't now.
Zach, please back in the old days, when he starts
back in the older days,
when
you could do whatever.
This, you have to rein him in, Zach, because he'll start this. The NFL.
What's the difference?
No crackback blocks, Terry. You can't hit
way.
the quarterback low, Terry. You cannot even put your hand near the quarterback's head. You cannot hit a defenseless receiver. What are you talking about? The NFL is the same. It's not.
The NFL is for a bunch of little guys that I have watched in college and the NBA and in the NFL, that when you're going after a quarterback, especially in college, I've seen guys pull up so they couldn't hit the quarterback on account of they're going to get a roughing. And next thing you know, boom, here come the flag.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
you're making my point.
Personal
for me.
foul.
You're making my point for me. You said the NFL hadn't changed. Now you say it has changed. So which is it?
The NFL has changed.
Okay.
Back when Emmett and all of them guys played.
When I walked down the hall, it was NBA. What y'all
talking about? NFL, NBA.
Bill Laimbeer,
the way it called
back in the 80s,
right?
Being
that's
an
how
enforcer.
it ought to be played.
And then it filtered into the no touch
now,
football league.
Now you can
after Terry thought about the NFL, it's the same thing.
The basketball refereeing is always been weird. As far as the stars, the no touch, how do you ref Shaq, Yao Ming? How do you ref Muggsy? As a small person, playing on a basketball court, they'll tell you, well, the guy's bigger and stronger than you, toughen up. But if you foul Shaq, well, shouldn't he be tough and take my hacking for my little self? Like, how do you do that? And then, the handshaking thing was obviously probably the biggest thing. You seen highlights of Jordan when he's got or Barkley when they got their back to somebody, and
that,
and
or even out
hands,
straight out, on them.
Which I don't have.
I still don't have a problem with that. But
I'm not saying that you should do that, but not allowing contact and not allowing you can't. Terry, as a defender, you've coached basketball, so guys, they're going to get an extra step.
Yeah,
you can't hand touch them.
As long as you can.
You get an extra gather step now. So, like, how do you defend? Yeah. How do you play defense now?
You do not.
It was hard. It was hard before.
That's what I'm asking.
You do not.
It was hard.
That's
before.
hard.
And then now they handicap. They wanted the points. Is what they wanted. That's whether it's football or basketball. They wanted points. Same thing with baseball. Why the home runs? They want these baseballs juiced up. They want points.
There were times last night that LeBron got the ball and he was backing in Grant Williams or whoever he is against, but the guy was smaller than him. LeBron's a big guy. Mm-hmm. And if I cannot put anything up or get underneath him, I mean, he's just going to back me down. I don't have a chance to guard him.
I agree. I mean, it's just too hard to play defense.
Well, one thing you're talking about as far as they want more points and stuff, and I'm glad you brought that up, Zach. As kind of one of the things I was going to talk about this week is, there's more points we're scoring. They're shooting better. They shoot more threes. But then I go and look at the stats, and I know we obviously think Jordan's on another level than anybody ever. With that said, Zach, how many did he average?
For his career? 31 point something?
It was 30 point something.
Yeah.
30.1, I think. 30.11.
Yeah, because he was not one. That's why
right above Wilt. All-time leading scorer, right? If today's guys are that much better, if today's guys, the teams, Tom, we've jacked up the offense, homers mean everything, why is nobody averaging 30? Not a single player. It shouldn't be 5 players averaging. If the players are now better, faster, stronger, we're scoring more points by team by 5 or 10 points. We're shooting way more threes. I was looking at the other day, Ray Allen shot 3.5 threes a game. Yeah. LaMelo Ball's averaging 7.5. That's our strategy. That is the Charlotte Hornets strategy, to let LaMelo Ball shoot twice as much as Ray Allen from three-pointer. That's not what is that going to win. We need Kevin Garnett. Who else is on y'all's team? Paul Pierce, Rondo, and a couple more. Ray Allen. And
I want to tell you why
Steph's
it's not
29,
like that.
Kevin's 28, Giannis 27, Jordan averaged 30 over a career.
He probably didn't even.
Career.
Well, I'm going to tell you why it's not like that. Go to Kevin Durant.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. He's got Harden on his team. He's got Kyrie Irving on the team.
The super teams.
He don't have to score all of them points.
And I was just about to say,
Giannis.
too. Yeah.
Giannis. Why does he? No, he don't. He's got Middleton. He's got other people who can score points on that team.
And they don't play as many minutes. They don't play. I bet. What's the average minutes?
Now, I will listen to that argument over this one. One people bring up Scottie Pippen, saying they didn't do anything about Jordan, which is kind of correct, kind of not. But saying that puts Pippen on a level, and Skip Bayless says this all the time, is Pippen is not one of these greatest. His career average was 16 a game.
Like that,
16 a game, okay? He only averaged 20 3 times in his whole career.
But he's the
only
top
did
75.
that 3 times. Only did that 3 times. But what I'm saying is that Terry, again, he is good. You hear me say something negative about him, you think I'm poo-pooing. I'm saying he's not carrying it. He averaged 16 a game. That's Chris Middleton.
You're saying he's a B+ player.
He's not Durant. He's not LeBron. He's not Clyde Drexler. He's not none of those. 16 points a game is 16 points a game.
If I'm putting a team together, if I'm putting a super team together because of his handling skills and because of his defense, I would want him on the team because I've got the shooter.
There's a lot
already.
more to the game than just scoring.
Terry, you're right. You put Draymond out there and Marcus Smart and Scottie Pippen, and I'll put Michael Jordan and Wilt Chamberlain, and we'll see who wins.
Steph Curry.
We'll see who wins, and we'll take Steph Curry, and you can have Bill Russell, and the score will be 110-42, but y'all played good defense a couple of times.
No, because Curry would never go out there unless Draymond's with him.
Thing I ever
He said, because
when
this
Curry
guy
wasn't
gives
out
me
there,
more
Draymond won
assists.
7 games. Draymond won 7 games, Tom, when Steph Curry wasn't out there.
That's what he said. He
7
said, this
games.
guy
I hope
gives
Terry's
me
not.
all the assists.
I hope Terry's not like Andre and
understand?
think Draymond is as good as Charles Barkley.
I do not understand this man's Draymond Green fetish. I don't understand it. I mean, I just don't get it, Terry.
No, y'all, I don't understand that. Y'all
Terry,
have to
Terry,
understand the
he
game.
goes-
You got to have a leader.
He goes out and punches guys in the private area.
He's the leader.
Because he can't play defense. That's
All
what he
right,
does.
So Zach, let's talk about efficiency real quick. You're talking about Durant.
Marcus
well, obviously,
Smart, same way.
Kyrie Irving's not playing right now. But as far as Durant goes, y'all listen to this. He's only shooting. He's leading the league. He's second in the league in scoring now. Steph's got the number of minutes up. He's second in the league in scoring behind Steph. Only shooting 18 shots a game with that, averaging 28.
Yeah, because he's got other people to give it to.
Okay, Terry, who? Who?
If Harden's out there, he's giving it to Harden.
If Harden's out there,
Yeah.
and Kyrie's not out there.
Yeah.
So who's
But,
the else?
who is the
28 points a game?
No, who's
Can I
the-
say anything nice about Durant? Terry, is that okay?
Yeah.
At any
It's
point.
about time somebody does.
I said, he's 10 of 18 a game. Terry, that's pretty good. All right, Giannis is third. Let me pull it for the folks at home, or I didn't switch it over yet. There's your scoring average.
Did anybody hear Giannis allude to the fact he might want to leave Milwaukee eventually and the fan base over there?
Now, I didn't hear that because he had been.
He said I may seek my next challenge elsewhere
now,
or something.
If you'll remember, Zach, I know you will. During last year's NBA draft, I was advocating and said that you could get the same production from a North Carolina Tar Heel point guard if the Hornets would trade back and draft Cole Anthony. Mm-hmm. I know I said that. It's on a video somewhere. I'll go find it if I have to. But I said you could get the same production that you're going to get from LaMelo Ball if you draft Cole Anthony. And let's scroll down a little bit and check that out.
Where's he playing?
Cole Anthony?
Yeah.
He is in Orlando.
Yeah. He's
played
very well
right now.
We also understand that Orlando's not elite. So all I have to do is be a shooter like Trae Young was when he went to Atlanta. Like Trae Young was when he went to Atlanta. They had nobody.
So here's the stats, Zach. Now remember, one was the third overall pick. Or was he second? He was third. Other was like 16.
Kevin, kids love LaMelo. Why don't you just let the kids love LaMelo?
Because I'm trying to get value here.
The kids love him.
I don't give a... I'm going to tell you what does Jordan say about them kids, Zach?
Yeah, the kids love him because he gets on there saying you don't need nothing.
Love
you don't
LaMelo.
need
just let the kids have their hero.
I'll buy them a stuffed animal, Tom, if that's what they want. Christ,
well, if you remember, Cole Anthony was like number one coming out of high school.
Right.
I think he late bloomed.
Now I made the mistake of saying that my daughter's boyfriend loves LaMelo Ball. Is getting a LaMelo Ball jersey for Christmas.
Oh, Lord.
And he just was like, I just can't believe this. It's because he's on Instagram. It's terrible.
That's the only reason they like him.
What's that?
That's the only reason they like him. He was on TV. The kids love the social media stuff. Now, here's the stats. Again, one was picked third, other was like 20th. Huh?
Go ahead.
Both of them averaging exactly 19.6 a game.
Well, okay. Now that we said that, and this is so bad that I'm going to take up for Ball. It is so bad. I don't like the guy anyway. But anyway, I'm going to take up for Ball for this reason. If I'm Cole Anthony, you know what? In Orlando, I'm shooting. I don't care who's out there. Who cares?
Without looking at these stats, Tom, LaMelo shoots more shots than Cole Anthony.
Well,
see? All he heard was the first
Wait
stat.
a minute. No,
he didn't listen to the next stat. LaMelo shoots more.
I'm not really
averaging
the
there. Same.
The reason I'm saying, no, here's your deal. Ball is not going to have them numbers because Rozier, Hayward, and I start naming players that are around him that want the ball. If I'm Cole Anthony, I'm taking all the shots. There's nobody down there. With the Hornets, he's got players around him.
Terry, he just told you that Anthony shoots more than, LaMelo Ball shoots more than Anthony. What part of that
does.
you didn't hear?
He does.
But that just destroys your whole thesis.
Oh, Lordy.
That destroys your thesis.
Okay.
Your thesis is he's shooting disproportionately more, and he's not.
They're averaging 19.6 a game. LaMelo shoots one more shot a game than he does.
About the same.
Cole Anthony and LaMelo are making exactly the same number of threes a game at 2.8. They're both shooting 7.7, 7.2. All the numbers across the board are exactly the same as my point. Again, and my point was, if the Hornets were smart in this draft, they would have traded this pick for someone who wanted LaMelo and wanted to sell tickets like this. For the same value, they could get another number one pick and the same player. Lo and behold, that's the point I'm making. Is that okay?
Listen to what he just said.
Is that okay?
This man is involved in business, and he said, don't draft a guy that can sell tickets. Draft another guy that has the same numbers that doesn't sell tickets.
Zach, how many years have the Hornets been selling tickets?
How
many years have the Hornets been selling tickets and not won a damn thing, Zach?
Did you just hear
you heard what I said?
Did you just hear what he said?
Yes.
Well, we don't want to draft this guy who sells tickets. Let's draft this other guy who doesn't sell tickets.
Tom, did you know at the Hornets games, they sell Bojangles chicken, and in Panthers games, they sell Supreme combos. But there ain't no biscuit in that combo.
What's that got to do with anything?
What I'm saying is that I don't care how much money they make off selling their chicken tenders and biscuits and tickets. I care about winning. You're jaded. You're a champion. You're a Cavs fan.
No.
What?
We've
is he
never been out of the
talking
second
about?
round. I could care less if Michael Jordan
Zach,
makes another dollar.
What
in
did
his
he?
life.
What did he just say?
You're backing Jordan to make billions of dollars.
No,
I want them to win
What
a
did
game.
he just say? What? Two guys with identical numbers. One sells tickets, one doesn't.
I don't
Zach, you're
want
the
the
owner of the
ticket sales.
Hornets. Which one you drafted?
You don't put yourself under
Zach,
the bus. Just jump
just
on.
because y'all are a kid, don't go with him.
That's what I'm saying.
I was
Go
with
him
him
just
on
because-
in the draft when we talked about not wanting LaMelo. So my personal opinion is I don't want LaMelo because I'm a fan. But
These
if
guys-
I'm an owner, I'd want to sell tickets.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good for them.
Thank you.
Now-
you made a good point. The
Now-
owners like to make money, Tom. I'm glad
Now-
you wasted
But
a
the
minute and a
guys
half.
Now-
if one
I'm
guy's
making
got
the
half the
point-
stats,
Wait a
I'd
minute.
buy it.
Because
They
I
have the
wanted
same-
I'm making
I
a
wanted
point
the
as
guy
a
that went to
Charlotte Hornets
Minnesota.
fan. I'm a Charlotte Hornets fan, Tom.
I
I'm
bet it's
not an
Minnesota.
owner.
But
Am I
they're
right
just
about
as
that?
well off with you.
No, they're
The
not.
guy that went before LaMelo.
They
is
have
who I wanted.
identical numbers.
But
Who went-
again,
who
you're
went
right.
to
Oh, no, hold
Minnesota?
on.
Yeah.
Tom, you're right. They have identical numbers. You said they're just well off. But if we would have traded it, we would this year have another number one draft pick on our lineup.
Well,
We would have Cole Anthony and who they draft this year.
Okay, so he's saying that you would automatically, if you swap places, you get a number one and another number one.
Right. If you would have moved from 3 to 20 in that draft and they moved up to LaMelo, they would have to give up a number one pick.
When we were sitting here for
Can't
that
find
draft,
somebody who would do that.
when we were sitting for that
The
draft,
Orlando Magic.
I
Who's
wanted
the guy
I wanted the guy from Minnesota.
Right. And he's averaging
That came out
23 and a half
of-
a game.
Yeah.
They come really close in the rookie of the year.
Anthony
See, now
Edwards.
that's different.
Anthony Edwards.
That's a
There we
whole
go.
different argument. That's a whole different argument.
That's who I wanted on the team. And
In every NFL draft talk we talk, all we talk about is trading back for value. And I just said that in an NBA draft, and y'all are acting like I said something
That's
crazy.
assuming you
What's-
could have.
what's
You act
Charlotte's
like
record?
that offer was on the table.
They're
Was-
10-7.
Was that offer on the
10
table?
and 7.
What's Orlando?
Was that offer on
I
the
don't
table?
know. Terry, that ain't got nothing to do with it.
It's got a lot to do with it.
See, but you're all hypothetical. If that offer's on the table, you've got an argument, but that offer was never on the table.
They had a lot of offers for that pick. We don't know exactly what
We
they
don't
were.
know. There you go. We don't know.
I guarantee they had a lot of offers for that pick. I will agree with that.
Yes. That's
Because
not-
there'd
that's
have
not
been a
hard
lot
to
of
say.
people would have said, I will jump up all the way to that spot.
Right.
And give
We
you,
speak at 2, right?
So,
2.
3.
We speak at
Wiseman
3.
was-
What his whole
That's right.
argument is,
Two.
I'm going to pick a different guy because I don't like this guy, and I don't care if he sells tickets.
My whole argument is, Tom, again, without saying any of that, I read you the stats, and you could move back and get a starter and the same production with that position.
You're assuming that.
Assuming what?
You're assuming that. You're assuming somebody would have gave
We're
you a
selling
number one.
tickets, Tom.
You're assuming somebody
we're
would
bringing
give you
people into the arena, just like
what
the
they'll
Panthers
what
are
they
doing
probably
now
would have
with
done
Cam
is says,
Newton.
we'll swap picks. We're going to send
Okay.
you this scrub and swap picks with us.
Now, on the opposite side of that, though, will it sell tickets at the initial, and if they
Who cares?
continually
Who
stink,
cares?
if they continually stink,
I don't. Why would I, Zach? They've had 30 years to sell tickets.
That's what I'm saying. If they
care.
continue,
I'm a fan.
It's an entertainment business.
I'm a fan.
It's an entertainment.
So you're telling me I should pull, not for the Hornets to win, for Michael Jordan to make more money because that's what he needs. That's what you're telling me, Tom.
I'm just saying.
You would be happy. You're telling me you'd be happy as long as
If
who's
I-
y'all's owner? Dan Gilbert. As long as Dan Gilbert has the sold out arena, you're more happy if the Cavs never
No,
win
not
another
as-
game.
I'm just saying.
That's what you're saying. That's what Terry hears too.
I understand the rationale behind the pick. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I didn't say that. I said all I've said is that at this
for
point,
for tickets.
Yeah.
just like in
I understand.
Thank you.
I understand
It's money.
the rationale for the pick.
All
Same
I'm saying
thing,
is that
Cam.
just like an
Same
NFL,
thing.
just like an NFL quarterback, you could have traded back, drafted a lineman,
You know,
and your team would be better off.
We study economics. What's the theory of the firm? Firms are profit maximizers. There's not Kevin Hastings pleasers. That's what
It's
firms
fans.
are. Firms are
At
profit maximizers.
some point, Tom,
Just
is it
telling you.
okay if we want the Charlotte Hornets to win instead of selling a ticket?
Well, they are winning. They're like
No.
fourth or fifth place, right?
No.
They're got
2
a
games
winning
out of
record.
first place.
That's what
2
I'm
games
saying.
out of first place.
On Monday,
I would like to
Tom,
see
they
what
were the
Orlando
10 seed.
is.
They
They're
won
not.
3
But
games.
That
you're
was
the 2 seed.
Monday.
Yeah, they won.
Where are they now?
They won 5 in a row,
Where
which is
are
surprising.
they now?
Yeah,
And who
they're in
did
fourth
they
place.
beat?
Now, they did
beat
get
the
Rozier
Wizards.
back,
They
so-
beat the Warriors
Okay.
in this stretch. Think
They
of
did
that.
get the-
You're
they
They
did get
beat the
Rozier
number
back.
one teams out of
Yeah.
both divisions.
Right. You're
All right, so-
supposed. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to. You're
All right,
supposed
so
to
right
be
now
beating
they're
good
the
teams.
5 seed.
Right.
Well,
Okay.
but darn, Orlando's dead last.
Yeah, with Cole Anthony.
There
They have-
you go.
they have-
Yeah, there you go.
They have one player. Charlotte has 9 lottery picks on the team. Okay, so before we say LaMelo, Terry is right now. LaMelo does have some help. They need to play hard. Now
they just need one player. They need a big man.
We're going on the record right now. You guys have been talking how great these Hornets are. You're looking at the standings. What round? How far do they make it? Tom.
Hornets?
Eastern Conference Finals. You picking them?
Yeah.
Okay. Against? We're going this. We'll write it down.
Write it down.
Holy crap.
Milwaukee. They're going to get it together.
Milwaukee
will get it. Milwaukee will get it
Milwaukee
together.
will get it
and
together.
Charlotte.
They're going to start walking up. Milwaukee's going to wind up with a 3 or 4.
I know they're the 10th seed now. They're going to get it.
They will.
Terry's got Charlotte and who in the finals?
I ain't got no Charlotte out.
Terry,
in
you
no
got Charlotte and Golden State.
Y'all, what
you
are y'all talking about?
That's what I've been listening to the last 15 minutes. Is that the greatest player
I said
ever?
they have
because he has the
players
same
around him. I never
prediction.
said nothing like that.
It'll be summertime, but write it down.
I just want to get Rick Mahorn to come in and teach them
Who'd
how to
you
foul
say?
people.
The
It'll
Hornets
be
in Milwaukee.
Bucks.
I'm going, because we're a Hornets
Yeah,
affiliate. Y'all
Hornets.
forget we are a Hornets affiliate. LaMelo Ball did a commercial for this show. He did a commercial.
No, he didn't. Not for this show. He couldn't say our names right.
He said,
he mispronounced our names, so they had to go. He had to say something basic.
Did LaMelo Ball say, listen to Saturday Morning Sports
No.
Talk?
Oh, my God.
That's the one he messed up. He did. He had to say, listen.
Which
to
one
KC.
did he do?
It was just listen to KC Broadcasting because I can't say
well,
anything
he
else.
advertised for our show.
That's nice.
Mm.
So did the number. So did
I
Kai
sure
Jones.
hope he doesn't listen to this show because he'll never do an advertisement.
We're
for it
talking
now.
Eastern Conference Finals, right?
I'm talking NBA Finals. Tom's got
Well,
them
Tom
beating the
picked
Bucks.
and Hornets.
So Tom's got Hornets and Golden State.
Hornets
in
and
the final?
Golden. No, Hornet. No, I got no. They
Eastern
won't make the
Finals.
finals. They won't make
Oh,
the
they're
Eastern.
gonna
Eastern.
They're not good
Let's
enough
just
to
go
beat the 10
Eastern
seed.
Conference.
Now you told me the Hornets are the current 5, so they're really good. The Bucks are the current 10, but they can't beat the current 10 seed. I'm just trying to make sure the math adds up right.
It's the Bucks are going to get it together.
Bucks are on a hangover.
Yeah. And Giannis is talking about it's too cold in Milwaukee. I want to go to LA. I think it's
Which he just said a couple years, in a row. I'm stuck here forever. That's what I want.
yeah stuck in Milwaukee.
Where are how hard is this? So Zach, where you got the Hornets going?
When the playoffs start, I'm gonna say they're a 7 or 8 seed.
I'm talking right now. You Eastern Conference.
How far are they
Finals?
going to get?
Second round.
That's
they're gonna
where
win.
I'm going.
Y'all got
Second
them
round.
winning?
I think they're good enough to win that first round
Yeah,
matchup.
I
I think
think
they've
they can
improved
win
that
that.
much.
So you got them beating the Wizards right now.
I think they'll get
You've
past.
got
I would have
outscoring
them.
Bradley Beal in 7 games. Is that
Did
what
they-
you got?
did
Is
they
that what
just
y'all
beat
got?
them?
Is that what y'all
Hello?
telling me?
Did they
I
just
think-
beat them?
One game, Terry.
I think they'll get the second round.
He really hates LaMelo Ball.
I don't think it's really a
just
thing.
really
When I look at the
This
Hornets,
is the Cam Newton situation all over. This is the
What
exact
if
same
they-
thing as Cam Newton.
But what if they
Except
match
he's
up
not
against-
even as good as Cam. It's not even close.
They
He's
match
not
up
close
against the
as Cam.
Bulls. If the Bulls, if we get a 4-5 or something
You
like
mean
that.
Cam when he started or Cam now?
Well, Cam when he started.
Okay, that's what I thought. Cam's terrible now. PJ Walker's getting. Anyway, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Well, if y'all were picking to beat Bradley Beal, go ahead. All right. Anyway, there's our NBA stuff. That's fun. I did have a couple of things. Average height and weight in 2022 is 6'6". Bigger, faster, stronger, huh? For the past 30 years before that, it was 6'7". I'm looking at the stats right now. 6'6" is the average height. Now 215. Tom, just 10 years ago, average height weight was 6'7", 223. Now it's 6'6", 215.
Because it's more of a shooting league. The big man's not. We
We get told lies nonstop by the NBA community, by stats, and whatever stats they want them to work. This is why this has happened. This is why this has happened. I tell you what, I'm surprised.
Maybe back then they measured them with their shoes on, and now
That's what it is.
Not. That's what it is.
Possible.
Didn't you love?
According to who it
didn't you love
was.
back when you were in high school and you asked how tall somebody was? Well, I'm 6'1" with shoes on.
Did y'all hear? Did y'all hear Barkley tell everybody why he was so fat when the draft come? Because he didn't want to be drafted by Philadelphia, and they picked him anyway.
Barkley's fat because Barkley liked to eat.
He didn't want to play.
Barkley likes to eat, and he doesn't really like to practice.
He was making fun of ESPN.
He didn't want to play with Dr. J.
He said he didn't want to. He said he wasn't never going to go work for them. He said they'll work you to death, don't pay you nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, ESPN.
Welcome to public schools.
All right. Well, let's see. All right. Any other thoughts on the NBA, guys? Let's see if I had any fun. I might have had a fun stat for you.
I got a fun stat. LeBron came back last night, and they still lost.
yeah, they lost. Yeah, do not come back in the Garden, LeBron.
You know what? Two things to say, LeBron. LeBron, thank you for bringing a championship to Cleveland, and I'm glad you're not doing well right now. Two things I want to say.
So I guess we're a consensus for that doesn't like LeBron.
He fell to 8 and 9.
I liked him when he was in Cleveland.
Again, I don't agree with the propaganda on these.
But
on
I'm
these
not
people.
a LeBron
That's
hater.
how
I'm just like a little schadenfreude when he doesn't do well. So.
All right, this is a funny tweet from someone that Lamar. You know how the NBA guys switch off on about every defender, or whatever. The other night, LaMarcus Aldridge switched off on Steph Curry, and someone said, "Nets are going to hell for letting him guard Steph with those heart problems."
Oh my God. It's horrible.
Let's see if I got any other NBA ones before I got a couple football ones here for later for you guys, but I knew I had one NBA. Hey, this is the guy the Hornets could have had, Tom, if they'd have traded for Cole. This is who the Magic picked with the fifth overall pick. Jalen Suggs. He's averaging 12 points, three rebounds, and 3 assists as a rookie. So they could have Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs.
Hold on a second. This guy is Orlando?
Yes.
So you're telling me the Hornets would have swapped places with Orlando and got an extra number 1 pick?
Tom, when you trade up from 20 to 3, what do you think you have to give up? I don't understand what you don't think they're not giving up a first round pick.
But you just said that Orlando picked right behind Charlotte.
What are you talking about? This is the next draft. This is this year's draft.
Oh, okay.
So Magic had the 5th pick.
Okay, I see. Now I understand. Yeah,
so they could have a point guard and a shooting guard, and then get rid of Terry Rozier, who they're paying $20 million to average.
Terry's pretty good.
He's averaging 11 points a game.
But
that's not pretty good. What status
when they
we put
are
these people?
Playing elite like in these 5 games, Rozier's the guy leading them.
I guess I'll pull up those again.
I don't care what you got on his stats.
He's the leader. He's the leader now, Tom. Best player.
I don't care what you got right there.
I don't care about the stats.
These 5 games, pull up what he's done in these 5 games.
Anyway, we'll be back in a minute. JP, you ready? It's almost time for Bad Pics. KTCBroadcasting.com.
This is a Hornets.
Here's some good news. It's 2 for 1. 2 good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today.
Hi, this is Casey Kasem with an invitation to join me this weekend when we open up the AT40 vaults. We're going to rebroadcast one of our original countdowns from the 1970s, just the way it was back then. I hope you can make it for a very special way-back replay of American Top 40, the 70s, right here.
Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock on The Boss, your beach oldies and sports stations.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincolnton. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
It's Christmas Open House, Friday and Saturday, November 26th and 27th at Victoria Cole Gifts and Collectibles in downtown Cherryville. It's one you won't want to miss. There will be free refreshments and free gift wrapping and plenty of gift ideas for everyone on your Christmas shopping list. See the new and exciting trees, along with unbelievable decorations. The Christmas Open House, Friday and Saturday, November 26th and 27th at Victoria Cole Gifts and Collectibles, 112 East Main Street, downtown Cherryville. Like them on Facebook, too.
Have a holly jolly Christmas.
Make this holiday season more holly and jolly by including My Green Room, 195 West Main Street, Spindale. This includes Black Friday sale, Small Business Saturday with items up to 25% off, Cyber Monday on their website, items 30% off, and My Green Room's The 12 Days of Christmas coming in December, spotlighting a different product every day. My Green Room is the area's leading cannabis dispensary and hemp store with the largest selection of Delta 8 products you'll find anywhere. Now offering delivery in Rutherford County, taking credit cards and providing gift certificates, the perfect Christmas gift. You can also donate to the Toys for Tots drive and be sure to register for the KTC Broadcasting $1,000 Christmas shopping spree. Worth the drive from Shelby, Cherville, Lincolnton, anywhere. Online at mygreenroom.net. And hippie holidays from the groovy people at My Green Room, Spindale, North Carolina.
And we're back Saturday More Sports Talk with Kevin and the crew. They're talking some more sports when they come back.
All right, we're back. We were talking basketball strategy. We didn't let Tom in on that one. He's our soccer analyst. Football Americana.
By the way, I will say this.
You're the dribbling analyst on that one, Tom.
Shelby playing for a state championship today for soccer in the 2A. So they made the state championship.
Have you had to ref any of those? You don't ref in Cleveland County, do you?
I do. I have refed Shelby, and I will say this. David Steves has been there a long time, close to 30 years, and he's just done an excellent job with that program.
Yeah.
So, and his teams, I will say this for Coach Steves. Coach Steves' teams always get better. If you see him early in the year, you may say, well, I don't know about this Shelby team. They don't look as good as some of the ones in the past, and he coaches them up, and he's done a great job with that team again. So playing for a state championship today. So I think it's at 2:30. I think they're playing in Winston-Salem. Not sure who they're playing, but good luck to them.
Yeah, hold on. The Winston Shannon told me last night. They're playing in Cary, not Winston-Salem. According to Shannon Allen.
Playing in Cary? Okay. Yeah. All right.
He told me to make sure everybody gets it right. You know how they are. All right. It is time for bad picks. Now, a couple of notes this week on some bad picks. Now, we've got a special guest this week because Andre was out. So he did make a guest appearance, but we do have my daughter, Isabel Lynn Hastings, and my son, Austin. They did some bad picks. Also, Milton Baker helped out with the bad picks as well, guys. So we got the whole crew in here to make fun of how bad we were the past few weeks. So that makes you feel good about it. So here we go. Zach, if you'll hit the computer button, it's time for broadcasting.com. Turn it up. Slider. Keep going.
Bad picks.
Baylor wins 27-14 versus Oklahoma.
When Georgia Tech plays at home, they score a lot of points, and I'm going to take Georgia Tech.
All right. Tommy?
I don't trust Georgia Tech. Boston College is my real Catholic school. Give me Boston College.
Zach?
I'll take Georgia Tech. It's only a one on the line.
Boston College wins 41-30 versus Georgia Tech.
It's right on the money on the 1 point line, wasn't it?
Coastal Carolina. Georgia State has played some elite groups and played tough against them, but I don't know where they can go in Coastal and win. That's a tough place to play these days.
Fancy chickens for Terry. Tommy?
Coastal.
Tommy calls, and Zach too, the Chanticleers.
Georgia State 42-40 versus Coastal Carolina.
I'm going to go with Miami.
Zach goes Canes. Terry?
Oh, Lord, this is tough. Florida State. Miami's got to have this win, though. Give me Miami also. I'm going to take them.
All right, Tommy?
Stupid.
Since I hate Florida State and I hate Miami, I'll go with Miami.
Florida State wins 31-28 versus Miami.
Bad picks.
No, I'm going to go with LSU.
Tigers at home for Zach.
Good job. LSU.
Their offense is terrible.
It don't matter. Their defense will show up.
Arkansas wins 16-13 versus LSU.
Bad picks.
I don't know. I like Troy at home over Louisiana.
Louisiana wins 35-21 versus Troy.
Give me Syracuse.
Louisville wins 41-3 versus Syracuse.
Oh, my goodness.
I think Penn State is going to hold serve at home. I think they're going to get a win there.
Well, there you go, Tom. There's a loss for you.
Michigan wins 21-17 versus Penn State.
Bad picks.
I'm going to go with Nevada.
And San Diego State wins 23-21 versus Nevada.
I agree, but I'm taking State because I'm a Pac-Man.
I think I probably just jinxed them because I was going to go with State also.
Wake Forest wins 45-42 versus NC State.
Bad picks.
Auburn.
Terry?
Well, that's simple, man. Your Mississippi State's on the road. They ain't all them clown hoppers. Auburn wins.
I think it's going to be close. Mississippi State's your Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde team. You don't know which Mississippi State's going to show up, but I'm going with Auburn today at home.
You should.
Mississippi State wins 43-34 versus Auburn.
Bad picks.
I'm going to take that. I'm going to take Texas A&M.
Terry?
I just got through writing Zach's misprint for today. Ole Miss wins at home.
Ole Miss can't win the big game. Well, give me Jimbo. Give me Jimbo. Jimbo, don't let me down.
Mississippi wins 29-19 versus Texas A&M.
Those are some bad picks.
All right, that was college. Now it's time for me to join the terrible parade. It's been awful. I'm going Rams.
I'm going to go Rams.
Rams.
We should knew Odell jinx them.
Good job, Odell. Why should I lose this one, right? Why don't we all lose it? Rams. Yeah.
49ers win 31-10 over the Rams. Bad picks.
Raiders.
There's another one.
You don't know that, Terry.
Chiefs win 41-14 over the Raiders.
Tommy? Cowboys favored by 8.5. You going Falcons?
Good job, Falcons.
Cowboys win 43-3
Yeah, that was bad
over
pick. That was
the
bad.
Falcons. Bad picks.
Bad.
Broncos.
Eagles.
Good pick.
Broncos for me.
Eagles win 30-13
Make sure y'all
over
listen
the
to
Broncos.
Bell when they do the Bucks
Bad
game.
picks.
Steelers. Lions did not get their first victory yet.
Tie.
Lions tied the Steelers 16-16.
Give me the Browns.
Patriots win
That's
45-7
embarrassing.
over
That's just
the Browns.
terrible. Terrible. Saints.
Dang, Tom, you're going to be too bomb.
Titans win 23-21 over the Saints. Bad picks.
I am picking Seattle.
See?
There's another
Packers win 17-0 over the Seahawks.
Probably got a 50-50 shot on this.
I'm going 50-50. Go Jaguars. I'm the only person that's picked the Jaguars at all this year. So go Jaguars. We'll pick them again. Urban Meyer's going to get a winning streak.
No.
Winning streak. You know what happens when Urban Meyer streaks.
Colts win 23-17 over the Jaguars. Bad picks.
Panthers
Cardinals.
get the win?
No.
You going Cardinals?
Cardinals.
Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals for me. I'm not doing that one.
Panthers win 34-10 over the Cardinals.
The Vikings have proved to me they're untrustworthy and unpickable, and they're going on the road with no magical horn. Chargers with the victory for me. Zachary.
I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Chargers.
I like the Vikings. I'm gonna
I'll
get
take
against the
another
Vikings.
loss.
Chargers are
You look good in Brady.
going out of the graces with me.
My God, Tom, you're going to be well below 500 after this week.
You don't know that, Terry.
You will. Trust me.
You don't know that, Terry.
Vikings win 27-20 over the Chargers.
Bad picks.
Washington.
Now listen to
They get a win.
my daughter here. Now,
Bucks have been interesting this year.
Andre might have something for
That
that
was my best one.
next week.
Tom just picked that on account of that. He knows what Andre's going to kill you next
Well,
week.
you know.
The football team wins 29-19 versus the Buccaneers. Haha, Andre, you lose.
The end there, she said you lose if you couldn't tell.
Those are some bad picks.
Just Kevin was 6-7-1. Now we mess all that up so people can't hear it. And Tom 5-8-1.
Tom went against the grain though, but his best pick was Washington over Tampa Bay.
How do you go 5-8-1 and get Washington over Tampa Bay?
Think of that. Well, he got
the
that
Vikings.
one.
Got the Eagles.
And he also got
Vikings
the Vikings.
Yeah, I got the Vikings.
Yeah, he got
too.
the Vikings and the Eagles. So he got 3 off the grain picks.
Listen, Andre and we've just been sitting down in the hall talking. Again, this year and the past few weeks, Vegas is cleaning up, kicking butt. How many did we miss, Terry? Where we all 4 picked one last week? I know of 2 off the top of my head, but for all 4 people to pick, just be so. Like, when we do that, we're 90% of the time we're like Bills. They lose to the Jaguars. Instead of like, we don't do that normally. Well, let's discuss it. Let's talk about it. Well, we're all 4 on the Bills. It's usually a unanimous thing. And then it's not even the spread. It's losing the game completely. And that's I'm giving part of my excuse
I say
for
this
my
week,
terrible record on that.
Let's put Bell and Austin. And maybe I can get Jude up here, my son, and let them pick.
You're 100% right. I told him I'm letting JP or my kids pick this
because
week.
they have no clue of any of these teams. And let's just see if they beat us, because they probably will.
Well, we all took the Steelers, and that was a tie.
We
all took the Cardinals. Some other ones that we took, some of them, we had one guy who picked if Rodgers plays, Green Bay wins. And
right, I got that right.
Yeah, he did.
Got that
I
right.
had to give him a check.
Completely
for that
right.
And
Completely
the Rams, we took that one. Totally. So we wasn't too bad. I mean, Tom was the one picking off the record. I guess that's why he went 5-8-1.
Yep. I was going against grain trying to catch up because I'm behind, but didn't work out for me.
Well, college football this week. This is the week of playing the patsies. We're practicing. We're not taking ourselves serious. We're just playing out here. We're selling hot dogs this week, Tom. We're making Michael Jordan and the owners happy, the presidents and everybody else.
Oh, wait a minute.
It's that week. What?
I want to ask you one thing, and y'all tell me. I am sitting here
Ohio State
last
plays
week.
A real game this week, though.
And Syracuse scores 3 points.
Yeah. Right.
Last week.
Zach picked them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
45-3.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But here's what I heard. They get on television, and this network is on there, and they said, great defense showed up. And I'm like, yeah, they did. 45-3. Absolute blowout. I'm proud of that defense for the other team. But then when I'm watching North Carolina State play, you know what they're talking about? The defense showed up. Wake Forest defense gave up 42 points.
45-42. Yeah. How did we get into a complaint about NC State?
Well, I'm just saying, how does that happen? And then they're talking about Wake Forest defense. I'm like, they gave up 42 points.
Right. If you hold somebody without scoring a touchdown, it is a good defensive effort in today's time.
The weird thing about sports broadcasting, and it's the same thing, we do this every Monday, is if your team wins, the Panthers are going to win the Super Bowl. This week, if they lose to the football team, how are fans going to be now with that? We'll get into that in just a little bit, but Terry, you've seen it with we talk about all the time with Romo. He puts 50-something on the Broncos. They say he lost the game for them.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the defense is over here with their red capes as the wide receivers run by them. So the quarterbacks get blamed for wins and losses. The defense, it's funny how I agree with you. It's funny how they do that. Now, again, with college football, nothing ever makes sense. And we're going to talk about that here in just a moment. These are the rankings right now, current rankings. College football standings. This is the official playoff standings down at the bottom. State is 20th in the standings. San Diego State 19th. But the AP voters don't like either one of those two teams too much at all. State down at 25 and then San Diego State at 23. AP likes the Louisiana Raging Cajuns. And, of course, the uppity folks at the college football don't even have the Raging Cajuns in the top 25. So you know how that goes at 9-1.
Yeah. Speaking of that, and everybody wonders because in the Atlantic Division of the ACC, Clemson goes to Wake. Wake Forest goes to Clemson today. And if Clemson wins, all of a sudden, if State wins, then all of a sudden State and Clemson are within a game of Wake Forest. Well, Wake Forest next week has to go to Boston College, so their last 2 games are on the road. If they would go there and lose and State and Clemson would win, they would end up being a 3-way tie for the Atlantic Division.
Tom, he just ifed his way from 3rd place to a three-way
Well,
tie.
and it's possible that could happen because I don't see Clemson getting beat here. Clemson all of a sudden turned, but then it comes down to some kind of poll that they've got because each team would have beat the other, and then it comes down to who's going to be highest ranked.
Is that how they picked to play in the conference championship?
Well, that's how it comes down to a draw, and it really gets me because right here is your scenarios for a draw in the Atlantic football divisions.
Well, am I supposed to read these 23 things here?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
2-team tie, 3-team ties. 2 teams have 8 different breaks. 3 teams have 8. If it's a 3-team tie, that's what you're looking at, I guess. Jerry.
Yes.
Combined head-to-head win percentage of untied teams.
They beat each other.
Win percentage of the tied teams within the division. Head-to-head competition versus the team within the division with the best overall record. Head-to-head competition versus the team within the division. If it's a 3-way tie, y'all have the same damn record, you idiots. Who wrote that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That must not have been a lawyer. It must have been not one of Travis's lawyers.
And all this aside, I watched part of that game, Terry, and I was impressed with Wake Forest offense, where they said they basically created it themselves. But what's unique about their offense is how long the quarterback will keep the ball in the belly of that running back. I mean, he'll keep it there for like 3 or 4
Louisville
seconds.
does the same thing with Cunningham.
And it's
He'll hold it.
Yeah. It's really, and you know what? My brother made a good point when I was telling him. He says, you know, if you do that, you got to have a lot of faith in your offensive line.
Yeah.
And then Wake Forest
But
does.
I'm going to tell you something else about that is when we sit back and these are opportunities when I always say a team has an opportunity to make themselves better. Hartman was 20 out of 47. So State did everything they could. I mean, you know, you
still gave up 45.
Yeah, still gave up 45 points.
And got the onside and missed the field goal.
Yeah. 20 out of 40. Yeah, they did get that onside.
How do you give up?
You get the onside, you miss the
20 out of 47, and he won.
I got the answer for you. This is the only answer I can give for you on how you gave up 47 points going 20-47. Y'all don't tackle nobody. It has to be. If they only got 20 completions and then they're running the ball the rest of the time and give up 40 points, y'all ain't tackled a soul.
Our defense is ranked 11th nationally.
And doing what?
Yeah, I said the same thing.
again,
Here's your opportunity. Step up.
If everybody sucks at defense, Terry, being 10th might not mean nothing.
I guess.
If everybody gives up 40 points a game, is it a good thing to brag about giving up or being 10th?
No, it's no. Well,
Same
no.
thing.
I mean, there you are. Your defense is 11th nationally, and you gave up 45 points. Come on, guys.
Ohio State won. I think Purdue had almost 500 yards of offense. I mean, everybody's just giving up a ton of yards.
They are.
It goes back to the way we was talking about the rules.
Well, has Mac Brown's team tackled anybody yet since he's got to Chapel Hill?
No.
I mean, have they tackled anybody? And you know, me and Dennis talked a little bit about this last night, recruiting wise. They brought up Maury Adams. Tom, he offered Mississippi Valley State this week. I do know that one. But just talking about him is, and I think what I think is unfair about the recruiting process is most of these guys are offered/signed before they even play their senior year.
Yeah.
And 90% of these youth are not in their grown men bodies by the time they are. But all these other guys, so Mac Brown will bring in. So if he signs 10 3-stars, 10 4-stars with grown men bodies at 14, but they ain't got no hand-eye coordination, and they're not any good at 22. I was going to give them that in a little bit. The wire that's there was supposed to go to. Oh, that's for Terry. Okay, Tom's is down the hall. I'll get it for him.
Okay.
I'll take care of it. Is that the West Lincoln undefeated plaque?
I'm not
at home.
Yeah, that's what that is. That's the 2-0 undefeated plaque. So, well, we're live right now. I got it. I'll take care of them. But anyway, talking about the recruiting, so Mac Brown will bring in 10 4-stars that signed when they're juniors or sophomores. But if they don't get any better, or he don't teach them how to tackle, where are we now, Terry? 3-4, 5-5. Where's the Tar Heel fans at now?
They're 5-5.
We're talking about national championship is what you guys were talking about because of Mac Brown. Now you're 5-5, not 8-3, not 9-2, 5-5. You might have if you weren't playing Wofford today, you'd have a losing record this year. Could have a losing record this year if you weren't playing Wofford. You probably might end up 6-6 on the season.
Who's their last game? State.
Yeah,
that'll be a good game.
Yeah, it will be.
And if they lose the ball game, Car Heels go 6-7 this year.
That'll be another one of them games where
Mac Brown
State's defense got to show up and we'll give up 40.
Hey, Mac is back, baby. Mac is back. Of
We
course,
tried
I
to
was
tell
high
you.
on Mac Brown.
We tried to tell you.
He's old, though. I mean, you know what I'm
y'all.
saying? Like, he's not the Mac that we had in 2000.
He didn't win a conference championship then. He'll never win one.
I mean,
He's won a national championship.
with
Not
somebody
ACC.
else.
with
Yeah, with
I'm
somebody.
talking to that. Yeah. Okay, Terry. So by divisions, you were talking about your ACC there. We'll go through them. In the AAC, Houston's in first, 8-0. Cincinnati second, 6-0. But Houston's lost a game to Texas Tech, so they're 24th ranked. The Bearcats are 5th ranked, who haven't beat anybody but Notre Dame, if you put it that way. So they got one good win out of the 10. Atlantic Coast, Wake Forest is first in the Atlantic right now. Pittsburgh's still first in the Coastal. In the Big 12, despite the loss this week by Oklahoma, they're still in the catbird seat they still the number 1 seed in the Big 12 for the championship. So Oklahoma and Oklahoma State still set to play each other there in that. Big 10, Ohio State, Michigan State play today. We got at least one real football game today. This will decide who goes to the Big 10 championship game to play either, I'm guessing, Wisconsin or Iowa.
Not so fast. If Ohio State wins, then they still have to beat Michigan. If they don't, then they'll be tied with Michigan, and Michigan will have the head-to-head, and Michigan will get to go.
A lot of ifs. What about are the Boilermakers going to back their way into one of those?
No. I'm pretty sure it's Wisconsin's going to win that side.
In Conference USA, the Roadrunners of Texas San Antonio are still undefeated, 10-0 in that conference. Tom, your 49ers will be moving to the new conference. Where are they moving to?
What is the name of that new conference? I can't even think off the top of my head.
They're leaving Conference USA.
Yeah.
They're playing with Cincinnati again.
UTSA.
They're not going
what?
to the. Is Cincinnati,
or Cincinnati coming to the Conference USA?
I thought Cincinnati was going to the Big 12.
University of Texas San Antonio, they 23rd, right?
22nd in the AP. In the playoffs, hold on. Playoffs, they were 22nd in the playoffs. They're 15th in the AP poll. Unbeaten. Texas San Antonio is 15th in the
American
AP
Athletic Conference is where UNC Charlotte's going, Kevin.
Okay, so that is they are joining up with Cincinnati in that conference. They'll be in Cincinnati, Houston.
No, Cincinnati's going to the Big 12.
Oh, they're leaving?
Yeah, Cincinnati's going to the Big 12.
Okay.
Okay, the American Athletic Conference is adding UAB, Texas San Antonio, Rice, North Texas, and Charlotte, replacing 3 schools that are scheduled to depart, which I believe are Cincinnati, Houston, and Central Florida are going to the Big 12.
So your top teams out of that division are leaving.
Yeah, they are. That's 3 of the top 5, not counting SMU.
It's just so
East
Cincinnati in the Big 12, a Florida team in the Big, which used to be the Big 8, which used to be the Plains. You know, they used to be Oklahoma, Texas, Kansas State, Iowa State. It used to be the middle of the country. Now they're just come on, join in. Or it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any geographic sense anymore. And see, it hurt Nebraska. I never really thought about it, but Nebraska used to get a lot of Texas kids because they'd play a lot of their non-conference in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that they're not, the Texas kids don't want to go to Nebraska because their parents can't see them play. So why go there when I can go, somewhere else? So it's kind of messed up geographically. And I think that's why you see so many out of region kids going different places, because you don't get that benefit anymore.
Tom,
just staying close.
I 100% agree with you. And what you keep saying about that is one reason I keep saying NC State particularly, but Wake Forest probably should, considering that they're not in the triangle, and they've been the most successful football program in North Carolina. One of those schools jumped to the SEC. Now you're getting to recruit these SEC kids in Florida. Well, you've already got to those 2 Floridas, but now you can say you're playing SEC ball. And I think one of those schools do that. Either I think NC State I don't think Duke and Carolina will separate. But I think State or Wake Forest could have the opportunity to go to the SEC if they expand any more than they do. And I really think they should, because I don't think with 4 teams like that in North Carolina, how do you win? If your talent's not as good as Texas, and then you're splitting it up 4, and they've got 4 big ones. I know they got 20 teams out there, but still, I think a team would in North Carolina would work. That's why I'm pushing for App, really, but it's not going to happen. Pac-12, Oregon and Utah are still first in their sides. Georgia and Alabama still first in their sides. Louisiana and App now first in their sides after Georgia State knocked off Coastal. So App will get another shot at Louisiana. You guys ready to make some bad picks?
We're good at
it. We're good at it.
We're good at it.
We're good at telling you who's not going to
Yeah,
win.
right. So back to the weird spreads of the day. Okay. Number 4, this is just, we're not going to pick it yet. Number 4 at home versus 7 is favored by 19. Number 10 on the road versus an unranked team is a dog by 4. Why have the rankings other than to have announcers on TV say, it's an upset. It's an upset. We've got an upset. Let's sell tickets.
Michigan State, they dug their own grave with that one when they got waxed when they was number 3 playing. Who beat them? Penn? Who beat Michigan State when
Purdue.
Purdue. Yeah.
So
Purdue could score a lot of points.
Michigan State at Ohio State Day. Both teams 9-1. Ohio State favored by 19, 34 degrees in Columbus.
That's way too big of a
Tommy.
point spread. You see, what this is, though, Michigan State doesn't have the explosiveness of even a Purdue or somebody like that. That's why I like Ohio State in this game. I don't think by 19. I think it's going to be closer than that. Cold day, Michigan State's got the kid who's a Heisman Trophy candidate. So
tell them we do Friday night football scores. If you're calling in right now, we do Friday night football scores all night on Friday night. We also do it in the mornings as well. Thanks for calling, though. But Crest and Shelby both won, believe it or not. Thank you. All right, Tom, go ahead.
Ohio State.
Michigan State.
I'm going to go
You're
Ohio
predicting
State.
Michigan State. Please cut this. Make sure it's on back.
Well, I mean, it will. Zach, you with the Buckeyes?
Yeah.
All right. Wake Forest at Clemson. Terry's already picked Clemson to win this game. They're favored by 4 in
Clemson's
Memorial Stadium
defense
today.
They will stop Wake.
I'm going to go with Wake Forest. NC State let me down last week when I picked against Wake Forest. So
This is extremely hard.
Wake Forest.
Extremely hard for me to pick. I really think Clemson is going to win because they're at home, but I'm going with Wake Forest because of Terry's ridiculous statement of they will stop them. No, they might slow them down. They're not going to stop them.
Do you know how long it's been since Clemson's lost a home game? Okay,
It's been
never
about
mind.
3 or 4
Yeah,
years.
that's another
It's been
loss
long.
for y'all.
Okay. You picked Michigan State at Ohio State, so I don't even want to hear it.
I believe Oregon beat them over there.
That was earlier in the year, and Oregon has an explosive offense.
Oregon's in
Michigan
the college
State
football
does not.
playoffs right now, the top 10 in the Pac-12. Terry. Iowa State at Oklahoma. Oklahoma favored by 3. They're 13th in the nation by the ranks.
Lost last week for the first time.
Zach, what you got? Cyclones or Sooners?
I'm going to go with Oklahoma. They don't lose 2 in a row.
Tommy.
Iowa State, right? Give me Iowa State.
That's a loss.
You don't know
Oklahoma.
That, Terry. You don't know that, Terry.
All right. Anybody picking I'm going to mention these because this is how ridiculous I think this sport is. Prairie View today is at Texas. This is what we should have done, guys, is just pick the over-unders on these stupid games and not pick the close ones because this is how dumb this works. Prairie View's at Texas A&M today. Tennessee State. I've never heard of them. They're at Mississippi State. I assume that was a Tennessee State. Let's go. Who else in the top 25 is playing somebody stupid? Carolina's playing Wofford. BYU's playing Georgia Southern. Some of these got real games. I'm happy for them. I'm so happy. These Prairie View. Come on. Who is that again? Texas A&M. They beat out. Remember, Alabama's ranked 2nd in the nation because Texas A&M beat them. And they're playing Prairie View this week. Who's Alabama playing this week? Terry?
Alabama's got a top 25 game.
Do they? Oh, they got Arkansas. They got the Sueys this week. All right. Illinois at Iowa. The Hawkeyes at home, favored by 12 at Kinnick Stadium. Is it going to be an upset today, Tommy?
No. Iowa wins.
Terry?
Iowa.
Cincinnati favored by 10 at home today against SMU. 33 degrees in Ohio. Tommy?
SMU.
Boy, that's another loss. Cincinnati.
Cincinnati's been barely beating
They
a
have.
team
That is
should beat.
definitely a true statement.
All you got to do is have a W.
I'm gonna go with Cincinnati.
All right. Favored by 10. Alabama, Birmingham today, 7-3. At Texas, San Antonio. The Roadrunners are undefeated on this season at 10-0. Like I said, they're 15th ranked in the nation in the AP, 22nd in the college football rankings. Terry.
UTSA.
Roadrunners for him. This is one of my favorite games just because the unconventional mascots. I like the Dragons mascot, the Crest Dragons. I like that. And the Roadrunners I think is pretty cool too. Zach, you got Roadrunners or a dragon in this one?
I'm going to go with UTSA.
Tommy, do y'all know they play in the Alamo Dome?
No.
It's a lot of seats to see the Texas San Antonio Roadrunners, isn't it?
Roadrunners, yeah.
All right. BYU at Georgia Southern today. Syracuse at NC State. Tom, do the Orange ruin Terry's three-way tie
for
next week?
I think State's going to bounce back and win this game.
Terry?
State.
Yeah, I'm going with State since Syracuse scored 3 last week.
This is where I throw my hands up. Number 11, these next two games, especially the next one, the one after this one. Kansas State at home, unranked, favored over the number 11 team in the nation. What's the point of the rankings? Make Kansas State number 10.
Scary, y'all. They're giving Kansas State points.
Right. Why are they not? Why is Baylor not favored in this game?
Vegas knows.
They just beat Oklahoma.
Yeah, be careful.
Oklahoma's
They
not
just
that good.
beat Oklahoma, and they've got them as dogs to an unranked team.
Baylor.
If you're an alien, Tom, and land in a spaceship on this country, and you looked at that and said, someone explain to me why Baylor, who beat Oklahoma last week, is a dog at Kansas State.
Because Oklahoma's not that good.
How would that be explained?
Oklahoma almost got beat by Kansas.
But is Baylor not the 11th ranked team in the nation?
Yeah.
Are they not the 11th best team in the nation?
According to the AP voters.
Then why are they dogs? Terry, what'd you get?
I'm taking Kansas State.
You taking the Kansas State at home?
I think I am too, with a 7-3, 8-2 record.
Vegas has hooked them.
Well, speaking of Vegas.
No. Vegas hooked you.
Baylor's going to win.
Speaking of Vegas, someone explain to me why these 7-3 Utah Utes are favored at home against the 9-1 Oregon Ducks, who beat Tom's Ohio State at Ohio State, but can't go into Utah. Can't go into Rice-Eccles Stadium and handle those guys. Why? Zach, you want Ducks?
I'm taking the Ducks.
Or the Utes? Say it loud enough so if you get cut next week.
I'm taking the Ducks.
Tommy.
Oregon.
Has anybody got an explanation for that line?
Well, it's, you get higher elevation. I guess it might play an impact.
Them Ducks will
Are you
struggle.
saying that they're high?
Them Ducks will struggle.
Mormons don't get high.
Fly up there.
That's a
do
high
they not?
elevation.
I don't know.
Mormons don't do that. They don't even drink coffee. I couldn't be a Mormon. I couldn't give up my coffee.
That's the line you drew.
That's the draw the line. Sorry, Mormons.
This religion is not for me.
When they knock on my door, I just hold up my cup of coffee and say, "Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
Just
see you later."
Just for fun, applying that to another religion, Zach. You see, getting up in St. Peter saying, "Zach, you can get in, but you got to give up coffee."
Nope. Sorry.
That's the one.
Folgers, baby.
Sorry,
Is
guys.
it Folgers?
Maxwell House.
I only do Starbucks. Y'all got Starbucks?
Sorry.
All right. Any close ones on this list? No, I'm going to have to search for close ones, I guess, now. Y'all are going to love these. Non-top 25.
Oh, gosh, here we go, Terry.
Searchable game.
Go ahead and give me the San Diego State game again.
It's coming.
And Boise State.
It's coming. Florida State at Boston College. Chestnut Hill. Eagles favored by 2.
Florida State just beat Miami last week.
Oh,
at Miami, wasn't it?
Miami.
Well, none of that matters according to Vegas at all.
And Miami was favored a good bit.
Zach, who you got?
I'm going to go Florida State.
Terry.
Boston College is pretty good at home. Boston College.
Tommy?
I'm going with my Catholic school, Boston College.
Before the season, Zach, if I'd have told you that the North Carolina Tar Heels would need to pull out a win today to be over 500 against a 1-9 Wofford team, and you could buy a ticket for just $7, would you have told me I was nuts. Would you try to have me committed?
Probably. What did we come out in the rankings at the beginning of the year? Do y'all remember? Was it like 10th
What,
or
8th or
something?
10th?
Yeah, it was like 10th or something crazy like that, real high. And then we laid
because
an
we
egg.
laughed at them again, just like we did last year.
Laid
when
a
they
big
did
egg.
that.
And
All right, the 7.5 spread here. Virginia Tech at Miami. Hokies and Hurricanes. Rumors have it that Lane Kiffin said he would move to Miami if offered the job from Ole Miss. How many
He
people
just got to Ole Miss.
Right.
He does move around.
I know, but
he
I
wants
just
to
don't
be out of the.
understand.
He wants to be out of the.
He wants back to Florida.
You can't get anybody to go to Miami anymore. They won't update their facilities. You can't get anybody to go down there.
He wants to be out of the Saban Eastern Conference.
He can't get anybody to go down there.
I think he wants to party where Urban Meyer used to party in.
Well, there's plenty of good strip clubs in Miami.
That's what I'm. Who you got?
I like Virginia Tech. Give me the Fighting Holofields on this one.
Terry?
That's another loss, Tom.
Who's he picking Miami? Picking Miami. Miami's been terrible all year.
Miami.
Miami. They'll destroy them.
Well,
go ahead. Give me all that garbage
next week,
too.
put that on.
Let me know how they'll destroy. Let me know how they'll destroy him, Terry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy.
How many games that, Terry?
Virginia Tech.
That was who'd you pick?
Miami.
He went Miami too. Yeah.
There you go.
You guys are such suckers, man. That's such a sucker bet.
Well,
That's such
we'll
a
see
sucker
that next
bet.
week.
Michael
Terry,
Irvin's
how
not
many games
playing
is that?
for them.
How many games is
Vinny
that?
Testaverde's
11.
not playing for them. Okay? Edrin James is not playing for them. They got scrubs.
Have you seen Virginia Tech play?
Virginia Tech's got a good defense.
Huh? How good it do?
Virginia Tech's got a good defense.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech's good.
The Irish went in there and thumped them on their own field.
Irish. I don't mind.
Yeah, there
Don't
you
even
go.
bring up
There
the
you go,
Notre
Tom.
Dame.
Remember that team?
We're not
that you
picking the
say is
Notre
no
Dame
good?
game?
Yeah,
We
the-
picked
the
Notre
spread's
Dame every
like
week?
20.
Yeah, they got a screw
App
up
State
team
at
this week.
Troy.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Appalachian
Look
favored
out.
by 10 in Alabama. Terry,
Go
don't
ahead
be-
and take Troy. You
Terry,
took
don't
them
be-
last week.
Better
so-
not be. Don't be stupid, fellas.
He took Troy.
Go
last
ahead,
week.
Tom. Take Troy.
I'm taking the Fighting Alcoholics. Give me Appalachian State.
I'll go with App State myself.
I'm going App State.
You know the logo used to have a pipe on with him. Terry, what was in that pipe? Do you know? Was that ever?
No,
Was that ever?
As we called it
discussed?
back in my days, probably a little bit of that wacky
Was that? I was about to
tobacco.
say, is that wacky?
A little
tobacco?
wacky tobacco in that.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody says that anymore.
Again,
though.
that
Nobody
was
says
on the-
that.
that
Now,
was
when I
on
went
the-
to school, they said that.
That was
Not
their
anymore.
official logo.
The wacky tobacco.
He has a tobacco. He has a pipe in his mouth. Louisiana at Liberty. Did everybody? Did you pick that?
Yep.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Louisiana at Liberty. Raging Cajuns. This is a big game. As was App game. These two teams trying to get to this conference championship game. The Raging Cajuns is at Liberty Eagles. Liberty's favored by 4.5 though. 9-1 Louisiana, 7-3 Liberty. Tommy.
Isn't Liberty the university that you're not allowed to hold hands with your girlfriend at?
Might be.
Might be. Well,
Not allowed to hold hands with your professor. Is that what you said?
yeah, not that either.
Not that one.
Give me Louisiana. I think they're going to go in there to Lynchburg and beat them up.
$8, Zach. Who you got?
I'm going with Liberty at home.
I'm going with Liberty.
Ooh.
They're
I
all
don't
going
think
with
that.
Liberty.
Let me
They're
see
all
if I
going
don't.
with Liberty.
If they lose,
Tom lost again.
They're all going
Zach.
with Liberty.
if Louisiana loses, it does not affect the standings. It's not. This is a non-conference game, so
Rage
it
on
doesn't
Cajun.
affect that at all.
That's right. They're the Raging Cajuns, right?
Yes. So
What's Liberty? The Flames?
they're Eagles.
Eagles.
Get it? Liberty Eagle
Liberty Eagles.
for Liberty.
Lighten up. Let them hold hands up.
We've had
there, for
13.
Pete's sake.
13. You need 2 more. Okay. 2 more. It's tough to find a close spread
Over Georgia Tech at Notre Dame.
in football this week. But, if you search hard enough, you can find them. Like Wyoming is this at Utah State this week. Utah State favored by 5.5 at home in Logan, Utah. Tommy, you got the Cowboys, or I don't even know what Utah State is.
Is Josh Allen playing for Wyoming today?
Do you?
Is Josh Allen? Has he got another game
no,
eligibility? Is he playing? Give me Utah State.
Zach?
Utah State.
Utah State.
All right. Colorado State going out to the Big Island today. 2.5-point dogs in Hawaii.
Too bad.
They play at 11 p.m. tonight. That's probably like 6 a.m. their time Terry, a lot of green on the field. You got the Rams or the Warriors?
Well, I've always said that they have to go over there, and this is when most teams that go over there destroy Hawaii, but not tonight. Hawaii wins.
Zachary?
I'm going to go with Colorado State.
Yeah, I like Colorado State.
All righty. How many more, Terry?
That's 15.
Oh, that's 15? I thought we had one more. I was looking for it. So today, Georgia plays a team in Gardner-Webb's conference.
That's going to be.
Who are they playing?
Oh,
Charleston Southern.
Okay.
Not even a good.
They're not playing
They're
a non-Power
team.
5. They're playing Division 2.
And not even a good one. They're 5-5.
4-5. A
4-5,
Division
excuse me,
2 team, not Terry. How can you sit there and say, I'm going to be the national champions, I need votes, put me up there, and I'm playing a Division 2, not state, not even not even App. They're playing a division. It's like playing Gardner-Webb. No offense, Gardner-Webb, but damn, you're going to lose to North Carolina A&T today.
Well, do you know how much
gonna play
the
the
point
Yetis.
spread?
They're gonna play the Yetis.
What's the point spread?
51, and that's not even close to being enough.
No, that's not enough.
No.
That's like last week when somebody said Alabama wouldn't beat somebody by more than 50. He said he'd take the points. Alabama destroyed them.
I didn't say they wouldn't destroy him, Terry.
They
it was
destroyed
close.
them,
Terry,
Tom.
was it 3-0?
They covered them
Terry,
by 51 more
was
points.
the game 3-0 at one point?
Did they not beat them by
was
more
the
than
game
51 points?
3-0 at one point?
Tom, you said you'd have took
You're not
the
answering the
51
question.
points.
I would have.
You lost.
That's okay, Terry. You lose all the time.
Listen,
This
is how bad this is as far as Georgia. Vegas don't even do the lines for this conference. None of the other games have any lines. But this one does because Georgia's playing them. They're playing. Why are they playing this? Come on, man. If you're a Georgia fan, this is stupid.
Hey, if you're a Georgia fan, you take the week off. You can relax.
Yeah.
You don't have
This
to
is
get all
Tom.
tied up.
His team
They'll
led
take you
3-0. Then they gave up 59 straight.
Wasn't my tips close?
All right,
Terry's
JP,
close.
we come
Close.
back. We'll do NFL picks on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Here's some good news. It's 2 for 1. Two good companies have now become one great company. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today.
You could be the winner of a $1,000 Christmas shopping spree from one of our local businesses. All you have to do is register to win at one of our participating merchants, including Carter Chevrolet on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at the Appliance Center on West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, at Annalise Boutique in downtown Cherryville, at the Car Store on Highway 150 West in Cherryville, at the Big E in Gaffney, South Carolina, at Wild Birds Unlimited on East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia, at Whiskers Nails and Puppy Dog Tails on the Washburn Switch Road in Shelby, at Victoria Stevens on West Warren Street in Shelby, at Holly's Flowers on East Warren Street in Shelby, and at Classic Ford on East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. The $1,000 shopping spree will be given away Wednesday, December the 22nd on The Boss and Carolina Country. Register win today and see participating stores for details.
Cakes and cookies, toys and gifts. Christmas at your fingertips.
It's the shopping event of the season, the Southern Christmas Show, November 11th through 21st at the Park Expo and Conference Center. Explore a sweet Christmas, inspired by all the sweet treats from the merriest time of the year. Plus, shop hundreds of booths to find one-of-a-kind gifts for everyone on your list. Buy tickets online and save at SouthernChristmasShow.com.
Let's go to the Southern Christmas Show.
Spending too much time at home with nothing to do? Then go shopping. That's right, go shopping at WhatsUpShopper.com. Local area businesses are featuring their products and services on WhatsUpShopper.com. You can also play our contest, listen to the Swap Shop, and more. Make it one of your favorites. There are also valuable coupons from area businesses. And as they say, let your fingers do the walking and shop online at WhatsUpShopper.com. You'll love it.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
Shop local on whatsupshopper.com, Carolina Country, and The Boss.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're doing NFL picks, if I remember correctly. That's what they said before the break.
He's back.
Sound like a girl.
He's back.
That's not very gender sensitive, Terry.
2 touchdowns and a win over the best team in the NFC. Zach, your Panthers are now Super Bowl favorites because the MVP is back. Because he's at least the second best quarterback in the league because Mac Jones apparently is better than him, right?
Mac Jones is a lot better than him.
Now, hey, again, I'm not saying he's a bust yet, but there was someone at this table that said Trevor Lawrence was not going to be the best quarterback in that draft. I said he's going to be a bust. We'll see how that goes, but he's definitely not the best quarterback in that draft.
He didn't have a good game last week. Yeah, well, one time he was like 3 for 12. He wasn't having a good game.
He's been doing a little struggling. Let's look over at the playoffs picture right now. Excuse me. In the AFC, Tennessee's the 1 seed, Buffalo 2, Baltimore 3, Kansas City 4. Now, for you non-familiar with how they do, top 4 seeds are all division winners. Yeah. And then the 5 seed goes the top-rated non-division wildcard team, 6 to the second, and 7, of course, to the third. This is, we got 7 teams now. So Tennessee would be in line to get a bye. Buffalo would be hosting the Chargers, Baltimore hosting Pittsburgh, and Kansas City would be hosting New England if the playoffs started tomorrow. Tom?
Yeah, Cleveland close to being an X by their helmet. If they lose this week, they're done.
Well, yes, not necessarily. Here's the thing about the AFC. The AFC is way better than the NFC as far as depth-wise. Now, as far as the best teams, NFC might have the best team. Top team or 2 or 3.
So you had the Patriots X'd, and now they're number 2.
They're shooting straight. They got a really good defense.
What they are, Tom. I'll pull that up for the folks that haven't. Here's my power poll this week. Now, this one.
How did the heck did they jump up to number 2?
If you would just wait 2 seconds. You see, you folks are so impatient. Now, here's what's going on.
What? Tennessee, the number 1 seed, is number 10 in the poll.
And Dallas beat New England. Like
they keep talking. Let me just tell you. All right, they're in order of this week's order is defense. So you've got the top 14 teams. There's your playoff teams, and then I put them in order of their defensive rank, overall defensive rank. So currently, of the 14 playoff teams, the Bills have the best defense. The Patriots second.
Not wins and losses.
Right.
No. Not wins and losses.
No.
Right.
But, I'm glad he did that because look where Dallas is at now. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Terry, that's not 8th over on the NFL. That's
they probably are.
That's 8th out of playoff teams.
Yeah. They probably are.
Again, what did I just say? That's not overall in the NFL. That's 8th out of the playoff teams. So if you're looking at the playoff teams 1 through 14 there, we just mentioned them in the AFC. Down in the NFC, the playoffs teams, Packers would be the 1 seed. They'd have the bye. Cardinals, Cowboys, Bucks, Rams, Saints, and Panthers. Now, again, this is my best chance to win the Super Bowl poll. That's all that it means. It doesn't mean anything else other than right now. That's what I think. And by defensive standards, there's your order. So you got Bills 1, Patriots 2, Packers 3, Cardinals 4. Zach, your Carolina Panthers with the MVP have the 5th ranked defense. And last time they had they were in the Super Bowl.
They were first 3 games out of the gate, and they
had to play Dallas.
Saints 6,
yeah.
Saints 6, Steelers 7, Dallas 8, Rams 9, Titans 10, Bucks 11, Chiefs 12, Ravens 13, and Chargers 14. The reason I want to do that is Bucks sitting down there at 11, not as good as a lot, and the Titans not as good as a lot of people might have thought, or the Rams as their defenses, and teams that might have thought are better than you thought. The Packers defense is sitting at 3. And the Steelers sitting at 7 with Ben Roethlisberger. I don't care what you say. You got a chance to win with a top 10 defense and him on the field. So that's the kind of outlook that this week I eliminated the Falcons. I'm tired of watching that. Holy goodness! In 2 games, was it 74 7-3 in two games or something like that, you're done. And the fact of the matter is, Tom, you're talking about your Browns at 5-5 and they're done, right? The Falcons are one game out of a playoff spot. That's it. That's all I need to say. The Falcons are one game out of a playoff spot and just lost the last two games 70-something to 3 this week.
They're not playing well. No, they are not playing.
But a 2-game win streak, they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's all it takes.
Miami's on a 2-game win streak.
And here's what's weird about 17. We got an extra week and an extra playoff team. So it's turned into the NBA almost to where all you have to do is be 500 or better and you're in the playoffs.
It was almost 500 before we had that.
It was close to it.
It was like 9-7, 9-6, sometimes 8-8.
But now, yeah, I don't know. So there's the NFC. It'd be Panthers at Cardinals in a rematch. I guess, Zach, if you win 34-10 with your backup quarterback and you put the MVP in, you should beat them 55-10 in the playoffs, right?
Well, to be fair, Arizona didn't have their quarterback.
All right, so 55-35.
So
you're not going there on that? No. Why not?
I don't think we're going to be able to score that much with it. I'm just not a Cam fan.
So
I have never been.
So with Cam back, Zach not on the Cam bandwagon. This is the question about it. We talked a little bit last week. Where does it put the organization wise? They said that he's got a chance to win the starting. This is his chance to win the starting job back. So are they going to bring him back? And then does it have to be? What if they're through? What if he goes 4-3 or 500? Does that mean he won the job back? What's the record does he have to be to get it back? And if he does, how many more years are you now committed to Cam Newton again after thinking you got rid of him? You're going to give him a 2 or 3 year deal. So Zach, getting rid of him, 2 years ago, basically? You went from we're done with him to being committed basically to him again for 5 more years.
Well, it should be very interesting because I'm going to tell you what. They're 5-5.
Mm-hmm. And they're in the playoffs right now.
Tampa Bay is 6-3.
Mm-hmm.
We have beat Tampa Bay this year. I think we beat Tampa Bay. No, we played Tampa Bay twice.
You ain't played them yet.
We played twice. Excuse me. We beat the Saints.
Yeah, Saints.
And we beat.
And they're one spot ahead.
We beat the Falcons twice, which Falcons are out of. But okay, so I'm talking about when records line up with each other. If there's a close and we split with Tampa Bay and Tampa Bay lays a couple more eggs, Panthers might win the division. I hate to say that. Would that not be like what do you do with that? That's what I was saying. If they do win the division, what would you do with that with Cam?
They're going to give him a 3-year deal.
They're not going to win the division.
I hope they don't.
Well, they're one
and
win
I'm a Panthers fan. If they do, I'm just going to hang my head because we're stuck with
Walker.
him.
Now, here's the thing about it. Terry, we talked about you when I said the top of the NFC is way better. After the top 4 teams in the NFC, maybe 5, okay, you got Packers, Cardinals, Cowboys, Bucks, and Rams, all with pretty good offenses, all pretty good defenses for the most part. After that, here's who Panthers are fighting with these playoff spots with. Saints, is that a solid team?
No.
Vikings?
No.
49ers?
No.
Eagles? Falcons? Redskins?
Now, Eagles have beat us, which is a head-to-head.
Oh, but again, you're still ahead of it. What I'm saying is that the competition that you guys have, Tom, let's go to this. Would you much rather be playing those teams or fighting it out with Pittsburgh, the Chargers, the Raiders, the Colts, and the Bengals?
AFC is a lot tougher.
It's not even close as far as that goes. So basically, AFC 1 through 11 is right behind the NFC. NFC's 1, 2, 3. Then you got 11 AFC teams basically, and then a couple NFCs, and then it's just the bottom part's garbage. We still got 7 weeks to go, and half these teams are already done and out of it. We don't even talk about it. The Panthers are in the middle of a playoff, and Rule said that, Zach. They're traded to win now and get in the playoffs, and he's right. But again, Terry, do you think he wants to be committed to Cam Newton? I don't think he does. And I don't know. This situation's weird. How do you see this? We've never seen a quarterback come back to a team. Have we ever seen a team go back to a team to play again?
No, I'm going to be honest, and this is me, and again, this is my opinion. Cam, this is the only place he could have come back to, and within a week, he's become the starter. Walker needs to say, look, trade me, because, this was my job. I did what I had to do. I'm the next guy in line, and now all of a sudden Cam takes your spot in a week. Come on, guys, get real. I understand it's selling all kind of tickets and the place is going to be packed. But if he goes out there tomorrow and he throws an egg, you know what I'm saying? Then everybody's going to be falling down like, oh, wow, why did we bring him back?
What's our over-under on the egg tomorrow?
We're going to talk about that. Zach or Terry?
Terry, you lay an egg, you don't throw it.
He's throwing this.
He might be throwing
It's either going to get
Halloween.
He might be egging the whole
it's either
stadium.
going to get cracked or they're going to catch it firmly, Tom. There's a difference.
So tomorrow we'll start there and just start to pick the teams there. Tomorrow the Panthers host Ron Rivera and the Washington football team. Now, if
don't put Heineke down.
Look who they beat last week.
He beat Tom Brady. That's what I said. Vegas. If Ron Rivera and them coming into Panther Stadium, so they fired the coach. He turned down. Remember, he didn't want Cam twice so far. He's sitting there with Tyler Heineke. They beat Brady and them last week. It's so unpredictable. Now the Panthers sitting here and have. Does Ron Rivera not know if anybody knows how to beat this team today? You're going to run the ball off Cam, and you're going to throw screen passes to McCaffrey.
Yeah, he knows every bit of that.
They did lose.
He defended that every day for 9 years in practice.
They did lose their
Chase Young.
Yeah,
they lost him.
Now they got different terminology in a few different plays, I would imagine. But
Chase Young get hurt?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
He's done.
For ACL.
Yeah,
but Zach, you've been watching them. Has the offense changed that much when McCaffrey's out there than what was in the past? Other than
no, it's 70% McCaffrey, and that's what it's going to be.
And he don't have who's y'all's tight end? That's what I'm saying. That was his bet. That's his out. He needs a good tight end.
Yeah, that's when he had Olsen. That's why Olsen was so excited when he came back.
All right, so let's pick this game. Panthers favored by 3.5 at home. Cam Newton, Tyler Heineke. Zach, I'll let you start with your team. Who you got?
I am going to pick the Panthers.
Zach goes Panthers at home. Terry Reinhardt, who you got?
The Redskins.
The football team for me too, please.
Listen, if they were still called the Redskins, that stadium would be full of Redskins
It's
fans.
50-50 at least. At least. I went to
the Cowboys
Redskins,
and Redskins
Carolina.
fans
They
show up
they do.
in Carolina
That is true.
when they do. 49ers at Jaguars.
Who'd you take?
Oh, crap. I forgot. I'm picking games. I'll pick the Redskins too, Terry.
Good job.
I got a good job from that might be the first one he's ever said to me in the how many years we've been doing
Y'all
this.
all three going to be on bad picks.
49ers that's fine. 49ers at Jaguars. My picks have been terrible. I told him I'm going to let JP come here.
I'm telling you, we got to let the kids pick.
Zach, who you got? 49ers at Jaguars.
49ers, which ain't with conviction, but
49ers for me.
Just come here. I'm going to need you for some of these.
Jaguars.
Right. You picking Jaguars at home? Terry? No, I'm not talking. Stand right here until I say something to you. So, Terry, you're going Jaguars at home?
Yes.
I am not. I am going 49ers. I might need your help in a sec, JP, for some tough games. All right. Next game up, Bengals at Raiders. Bengals favored by 1 in Vegas. Tommy.
Raiders.
I'm going with the Bengals.
Glad you said that, Zach. I'm going. Well, I'll tell you what. JP, Bengals or Raiders?
Raiders.
That's my pick this week. Toss up. Cowboys at Chiefs. Tommy. Cowboys. Stephen A. Smith said Dak Prescott is better than Pat Mahomes. Just wasn't it like 6 months ago they said Pat Mahomes is the greatest quarterback ever?
Yes. Better than Tom Brady.
TV's so stupid.
Cowboys.
Cowboys on the road in Arrowhead. Terry.
Cowboys.
Zach.
I am going with the Cowboys to stop the Chiefs' run.
Y'all are about as
Are they
silly.
2-0 streak, 2 streak?
Kevin, they don't play any defense.
As you can be.
They don't play
Neither one of these teams play any defense. Chiefs favored at home in Arrowhead. I got a friend named Arrowwood. Chiefs win at home. Cardinals at the Seahawks this week. Russell Wilson is back.
Yes.
Is Kyler Murray back? Anybody know? No.
They're trying to get him back. There were last time I saw that was questionable.
The Seahawks were horrible last week, but they were playing Green Bay. That's got second or third best defense in the league based on your ratings.
Right? They do. And what's funny, Pete Carroll blamed the rest for that loss.
But I believe the Cardinals' defense was ranked up in that top 5 too.
They were.
Yes. So who you got, Tommy?
Give me the Cardinals.
Says Kyler Murray's game time decision, according to Cliff Kingsbury last night.
Who'd you take, Zach?
I'm going to pick the Seahawks.
They scored 0 points.
I know they did, but man, if Kyler don't play, I don't think the Cardinals will win. So.
No.
Seahawks for the victory
Good
in
job.
this one.
Tom, you lost.
They scored 0.
Trust me, Tom, you'll be having that on Pics next week.
Okay, Terry. Okay.
Colts at Bills. Bills lost to Jacksonville at home. Colts are outdoors. Everything says Bills should win. Vegas has Bills by 7.
That's a big spread.
Buffalo with a win.
I do Buffalo for myself.
Bills also.
I must not be
Colts.
There's another loss.
Tommy goes Colts and
Going
Orchard
against the grain.
Park.
Whenever it's unanimous, we
the
always
Colts
lose.
have been Jekyll and Hyde this year too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jekyll and Hyde,
Tom, get back on the same page because you're going to be way behind.
I'm going to let JP pick this next one. Ravens favored by 6 on the road in Chicago. JP, who you got for me? Ravens or Bears?
Ravens.
JP picks the Ravens for me. Zach?
Ravens.
Bears.
Bears at home. Tom's got a couple of Bears wins this year, hadn't you?
Yep.
They've only won 3. I think you've picked them, though.
Bears
Who'd you take? Ravens?
We all took Ravens.
Did the Bears
but
wind up
Tom-
coming back and beat Pittsburgh, or was that did they lose
They
by
should
2?
have won. They got
beat by
ho-
2.
They got
yeah.
hosed on
Okay,
a call,
okay.
on a taunting
I knew it was close.
What was the score?
29-27.
They had a sack and then a taunting call negated the sack. You know,
Okay.
Who won?
that's called a Ben Roethlisberger
Who won?
call.
Who won, Tom?
Whatever.
Never mind.
Ben
Be
Roethlisberger
quiet.
should be in jail. It's a whole
Tom,
other story. Whatever.
shh. Next.
Browns hosting the Lions. The Browns, according to Terry, can't beat the Steelers.
They cannot.
So the Lions tied the Steelers. So, Terry, are you picking the Lions to get their first win this week in Cleveland?
I cannot.
Oh, gosh.
There's a reason I cannot. Chubb's back.
That's right.
So that's going to help Cleveland.
That is right.
He couldn't do it, Tom.
Chubb is going
He couldn't do it. He has his chance.
Yeah.
And Jared Goff might not play. He's got an abdomen injury.
You taking Lions?
No, I am not.
Oh, okay.
Let's go with the Browns.
I'm going with Chubb for the win.
I'm taking the
Bra-
Chubb Club.
The Browns have to save their season.
Texans at Titans. I'm going Titans across the board.
Yeah, Titans
Yeah,
across the board,
Titans.
and they're going to lose. You
There
just
we
go ahead and mark it
Texans by
down.
25. It happens every time. Packers at Vikings this week. Packers only favored by 1 in Minnesota. Minnesota 4-5. Packers 8-2.
Green Bay.
I'm going Green Bay.
Vikings.
They make me do it. But I'll tell you what, JP, Vikings or Packers?
Vikings.
Vikings is my pick at home. Hope that makes Tom feel good about his.
Yep. Yeah.
Game in hell this week. Dolphins and Jets. Dolphins and Jets, or also known as East Rutherford, New Jersey. Might be favored by 3.5. Tommy, who do you got in this god-awful game?
So it's in New York.
You know who's starting for the Jets?
Flacco.
Yeah, buddy.
Is he really?
Yeah,
That is
buddy.
awesome. If it was playoffs, I'd have to go Jets.
Are you picking Dolphins in?
Yeah.
I'm definitely going Flacco and the Jets at home. Terry?
I got the Jets.
Tommy?
Go opposite, Tom. That's what you wanted to do.
No, I'm going to go with the Jets at home.
Jets. Flacco.
Jets. Jets.
Saints at Eagles. Eagles favored by 2.5 at home. Tommy, who you got?
Philly.
Same here, Philly.
I'm going to go Saints.
JP, I'll let you
Trevor
pick this
Siemian.
one. Saints or Eagles?
Saints.
Saints is my pick. JP goes with whoever's quarterback in the Saints now. We did 49ers and Jaguars, being with Cardinals, Steelers, Chargers. Monday Night Football.
We didn't do Steelers Chargers.
We didn't do the Steelers Chargers?
No.
Okay, back it up. That's Sunday Night Football. Steelers at Chargers. Steelers are dogs in L.A. Chargers favored by 5. Tommy, who do you got?
Chargers.
I'm going to go Steelers.
Steelers couldn't beat
Chargers let me down.
Detroit. Did Roethlisberger play a whole game?
No.
Oh. Or is he playing this whole game? I don't matter. I got Chargers. I'm going to talk myself out of it. I got Chargers. Monday Night Football, Bucks. Do they lose 2 in a row this week? I say no. Buccaneers with a win. Zach?
Buccaneers with the win.
Tampa Bay.
Tommy?
Tampa.
Tommy goes Tampa. All right, folks, went a little bit too long today. Apologize for that. JP, go get in there and get set up and ready to rock as we end the show today here on KTC Broadcast. Once again, a reminder, let's thank our brand new sponsor here, Shelby Heating and Air. 1990 Eves Road in Shelby, 704-487-7877, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Saturdays closed. ShelbyHeating.com. Pride in our reputation is your guarantee. Go check them out today. Thank you for joining us.
Yes.
For you guys over in Shelby Heating and Air. Folks, if you need it, it's getting cold. It's not even winter. We're a month from winter time, Zach.
And
27
if
degrees.
you've ever met the owner of that business, he is extremely thorough and knowledgeable. So I can vouch for that.
All right, JP, play it away. We'll be back next week. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Come on, you know me, 'cause that's who I am. Man, I only do things incredible can, 'cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, 'cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, 'cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, 'cause that's who I am.
Here's some good news. It's 2 for 1. Two good companies have now become one great. Hopper Heating and Air in Shelby and Shelby Heating and Air have combined their businesses to become Shelby Heating and Air. David Hopper invites you to call on them for all of your heating and air conditioning needs with name brands like Carrier and Goodman, plus complete service and repair. Shelby Heating and Air and Hopper Heating and Air. Now one. Give them a call at 704-487-7877 today. Not one, but two big trucks have backed up and unloaded entire truckloads of scratch and dented appliances at Hendrick Appliance